Alrighty, can you hear me?
I hear you fine. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, you had that smooth, sexy black man voice.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Like, damn, you gave me chills down my spine to my asshole. No homo. Oh,
You
hey,
good,
what's
my
up?
guy? We,
I pop
we,
I popped on at the right time, huh?
uh, we got talking mess nation today. Talking
Yeah.
mess
There
nation.
you go.
We actually might have talking mess nation beef because or Canadian talking mess. It might be I might have Rob on it as well if he signs on.
Oh,
We're gonna
great.
call this diversity training. That's the name of the
Yeah,
episode.
exactly. We gotta look at everything.
This is a new one for me.
And
Two of you guys at the
oh yeah,
same time. This is awesome. I
we,
feel
we haven't
cultured.
had we haven't had two black guys on in some time, man.
No, no. A Ken on here, so
Yo,
nice to have you.
but okay. Here's the thing, though. But a lot of black bodybuilders, right? They don't like doing podcasts, though. They don't like talking on podcasts for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know, I've tried. I've tried. Like a lot of them kind of just keep to themselves. They're not big talkers on podcasts. You know. So, Mike, how you been, brother?
I'm good, man. It's hot in here today in Maine, which is different. Yeah. It's like 90, 92 or something like that.
I don't know why I thought you were in Jersey for some reason.
Nah, I wish.
Man, I don't know many people in Maine. I would assume. What's up, Jax?
He says hi.
He look
Yeah, hi,
he
guys.
looks more like focused, like
Oh yeah, bro.
like
He's he'll dog you too. Like if you don't know you, like
yeah.
oh, Jeff.
Cause I feel like babies they usually kind of looking all over the place. Like he looked kind of focused. Like what's going on here?
He got his blinders on. It's prep time, dog. Oh, Jax.
But
And be leaning
how's
down.
the how's the bodybuilding scene in Maine?
You know, there really isn't a bodybuilding scene. It's something I've been trying to build for the last 10 years. It's coming around, to be quite honest. There are a couple gyms that are getting in the right headspace, and there are a lot more competitors than they used to be, but it's tough. You know, Maine's always been behind everybody in everything, right? Sports, bodybuilding. It's just behind. It feels like 10 years behind everybody always. What's coming around?
Okay. A question to both of you guys. Do you guys plan on like opening your own gym at some point,
Yes.
or buying from somebody else?
I'll open my own. That's the
Like
goal.
you wouldn't. It would be like your own like private gym. I mean, like it wouldn't be like a
Yeah, like
Joe's Gold Gym.
yeah, I wouldn't take over like you know how Pete took over Metroflex. I'd want to start mine from scratch.
You see, Pete with Metroflex, it makes perfect sense though. Like
Yeah, it
Pete is
does.
Metroflex. Yeah, that makes sense.
But didn't he? That was where he worked out, and then he just owned it, right? Like that's where he was training already.
That's kind of gangster, bro.
That's
Yeah,
baller as fuck. What the fuck? Like
I like this gym.
that's
You
cool
know,
as
matter of
hell.
fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. You know,
How
I'm gonna
much you
just
want
get it.
for it?
Yeah, what you want? That's it. Okay, you know,
uh,
I've been thinking about just buying the gym. You know, it happens.
Karen liked something so much, he just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it."
Yeah, yeah, man.
I
How
feel
about you,
That's
like
Mike?
cool.
I feel like if I was gonna start a gym, honestly, at this point, you know, like how Justin Shire has his like a little warehouse space that's just personal for him and close people. I feel like that's what I would do. I I would just want some place for me and my close friends at this point, not make a profit off of it. Anything.
Well, that's the issue because very hard to make a profit off a gym that we like. The kind of
Yeah.
gyms that we like is not the gym that sells. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a video of Branch Warren. He was like a few weeks out from the show. It was like on the Battle for Olympia or something, and he was working out in this like one of these fitness centers. Like it was so random. Like why did he have Metroflex? He was at some random family looking gym, and he was like, "This is my gym. I own this gym." He was like, "This is not my style of gym, but this is the only kind of gym that makes money for real. And I was like, he's right. That's why, he'll go train at Metroflex. And Metroflex did different. They can make money because they grew their brand already. But if we just open up a gym like the one in Arlington, Texas, nobody's going, bro. Like
Yeah,
nobody's going, you know.
yeah,
So
Yeah, I would have done that route, like Michael said, but now that I have Jax, I want to leave him with something, as long as he wants to take it over. So obviously
yeah,
I would like I didn't do that. I would want to make it in a way where he's able to be successful with it when I'm done.
yeah,
So
yeah,
but I think the best way to do it is to have you ever seen those places where there's like almost like okay, like this section of the gym, this is bodybuilding, and this section, this is powerlifting, this section is a fitness function style training room. Like if I could build something
yeah.
like that, I think you're gonna be all right. Especially if it's modern, not a bunch of like old school stuff, very modernized equipment, because that's what people want.
yeah.
I think it's gonna be possible by the time we decide to open the gym. I think the way things are leaning is the gym is mainstream now, but not not just like in the like trying to be cute kind of way, but like there's a lot of like younger people that really fuck with the gym, like
Hmm.
actually, you know, and like they want to wear baggy clothes and lift heavy. Actually, I'm seeing it myself. Even the girls are, wearing the baggy t-shirts and they're tied up like this, and then they're training hard, right? So I'm like, I think it's changing. I don't think the gym is like a niche thing anymore. I think is mainstream, but also it's kind of hardcore. Oh well, you got Diamond Gym probably is a big influence with that maybe as well. Like people want to go hard again. It's cool to train hard, kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
It
Well,
feels
I
like
think. Oh, go
you
ahead. Sorry.
you remember back in like 2013 when that's like kind of when I got into bodybuilding. Mike Rashid and the CT Fletchers and everything was just hardcore, balls to the wall. I feel like that feel to bodybuilding's coming back around the younger generation. Um, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I also say that it is in SoCal, Joe, we have these gyms that are opening that are actually doing well, and I would call them hardcore gyms, even though they're clean. They have a lot of old equipment as well. Maybe they have some new equipment, but the overall feel, I would say old school, obviously clean. You can't have the gym with the spider webs and shit nowadays. But like, I could say the same for Revival. I could say the same thing for Fit Nation Gym. I could say the same for I'll see I go into a bunch of gyms. Like those gyms
Yeah.
give me that feel. It works for both crowds, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even I honestly think like the best way to put together a gym, like I said earlier, was having a little piece of everything, but that's modernized. So like obviously like the decor of the gym, the cleanliness of the gym, the modernization of the equipment. Like Madhouse, you haven't been to Madhouse in a while, right? So you haven't even seen the whole new side to it. But it's very
No.
much catered to bodybuilding. But then they have the other side, which has their athletic field and stuff. They have powerlifting stuff within the bodybuilding side, like, but it's all modern, like the kind of music they play, the technology set up with like the sound system and stuff, and they're becoming very successful. And that's like it, your gym can cater to everything, even the hardcore guys. Because like, dude, I'm a pro, and I go in there to train. Like, but I enjoy training there. It's not like it's like, oh, I can't do
Do
this
you,
curly headed shit. You know,
do you
like
guys do you guys think that for you because you're living in places that's more fitness dominant, does the environment of the gyms you go to matter more or your equipment selection?
nowadays, I would say equipment selection for me.
Yeah.
I think I think just like everything, just like the gyms are adapting to what they need to succeed, we as bodybuilders need to understand that we do as well. So walking in the gym, you can't just go in there and complain to the owner, "Hey, these kids are tripods and this shit. Like, what are they doing?" Like, that's not going to help. Like, you just you gotta give it the time. No one's asking you to do that too. And trust me, I get it. At first, like, really, but what is it really doing to interfere with what you're doing? You're just letting shit that shouldn't really bother you, you know? Kind of complaining just for the sake of complaining, but
Yeah.
yet they're catering to everything you need. So it's just adapting with the times. Good
Yeah.
equipment's always better to me. I don't really need atmosphere. I need good equipment to build my body, not good vibes. You know what the
Well,
fuck?
well, now, I feel that way now. But if you asked me this 10 years ago, I would have said atmosphere. I would have said like, I want the dingiest, dirtiest, fucked up gym with heavy ass dumbbells because I didn't need machines back then. Well, I probably did, but I didn't. I didn't use it. All I wanted to do was roll the 200s, right? Fucking do some heavy free weight. So I was more. I wanted to see a bunch of like big ass dudes in there, basically for the most part. Now, to be honest, I don't have to be fucking hyped to work out.
Yeah.
I could be fucking. I could wake up from a nap and have you like. I don't need motivation to work out anymore. That's old news to me. I could be both 80% of the time. I have zero motivation. I don't care about motivation. I'm just there to do the work. So the equipment now, because I'm more like I don't want to say sculpting, but my workout makes sense now. Everything makes sense. Nothing I do is just because Rodney Coleman did it. Right? I'm not working out. That's what people say. That's the cool thing or hardcore thing. Everything has a specific point. So it's like more when I'm in there. It's like I'm never like would be if you're gonna be considered like a science based guy, but my workout has to make sense. So in that term, I don't really care who's in there. I don't care if it's old people, if it's kids. As long as they're not in my way in particular, I'm there to work, and the equipment is gonna play the biggest part right now, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
I think we all could agree back in the days that we just wanted the most hardcore looking gym with a bunch of like juice heads so we could throw around some weight, but
Yeah.
that does change.
I mean, that's initially how I ended up at Fit Nation. I mean, that's what I was looking for, right? So you're not wrong, but it's just like I said, it's the adaptation of things. Like, is it really that big of a deal compared to the amenities that I'm getting, for, like the trade off? So I'm like, well, fuck, man. Like, if I'm trying to build a world class physique, I want access to world class things. So I'm going to choose that. And at the end of the day, just like everything, you just kind of get used to it, and it doesn't really phase you anymore. Like I can go anywhere and just have a great training session, even have a conversation. Believe it or not, on a fucking prep, I just got so used to talking to people. Like there's just like second nature now. It's just what I do compared to the years the first, when I first started. Like, please don't talk to me. Like headphones on. Like now I could. It's just part of the job to me.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how the more preps you go through, the more just normal prep becomes, and it doesn't seem
Yeah.
you don't have to be that guy that's like hood up, like I'm not talking to anybody. I'm in my own lane. Like all of a sudden you learn how to maneuver through these conversations, through these interactions with people, and just kind of be a normal dude.
What's crazy about this, and I'm glad you said that, is because you're not so much of a like you come off as standoffish. People are more likely to respect what you're doing and understand because they actually know you're communicating with them. Like give them their second with you, and all right, man, I'm gonna get back. I'm a little tired today. Like it can be that simple, and they won't bother you again. They'll respect it, and just they'll support you more than they ever have. So it's almost like, could you become relatable now? It's like, man, I see how this guy's pushing, but he still made time for me. Like, what a good guy kind of thing, and it carries. You build your fan base that way, and it's just like, but you're a real person. You're not this fucking robot, like. So it to me goes full circle, and it's helped me more than anything because now wherever I do go, it's almost like a walking respect now. It's like, oh, dude, Joe's getting ready for this shit. Like he looks amazing, and they let me do my thing at every gym I go to, just because I'm always vocal at any phase that I'm in.
Yeah.
You get to a maturity level that the entire world doesn't have to pay for you being a prep, right? Like we chose to do this. Number one, we're privileged enough to do this because this shit is expensive. A lot of people can't even afford to do. I have a friend that wants to compete, has a really good physique. he doesn't make money, bro. And he always asks me, how much does it cost for the entry and all that? And as I'm telling it to him, I'm like, damn, that sounds a lot more than I realize it is. And then he's like, damn, I can't afford that shit, you know? And I'm like, damn, we never even stopped to think that. Like, we could actually afford all the food and gear. That's a lot of fucking money. So that's a privilege. So why should your entire environment, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, uh your parents, your kids, why should they suffer because you chose to prep? They shouldn't have to. That's a choice you made. I was actually hanging out with this girl on Mother's Day, and her parents invited her to a restaurant. She's in prep as well, right? It's not ideal. You don't necessarily want to be sitting in a restaurant in prep, but you could bring your meal. You could have a shake. You could, I don't know, depending on what day of the week, maybe you could order a steak and broccoli. I don't fucking know. But she's sitting there like miserable, and I'm just chilling, talking to her parents, whatever, and I see like her attitude around them. And afterwards, I'm like, yo, not for nothing, like I understand, but yo, it's your mom's. I mean, it's Mother's Day. Like, you could at least, kind of show your mom some love more. She's like, yeah, but why would they let me come out to a restaurant knowing I'm like, it's Mother's Day. It's not about you, respectfully. It's about her. You know what I'm saying? And I know how you feel right now and all that, but you can't let everybody else feel your prep just because you're in prep. Just relax. If you could have bought your meal, you could. There's so many ways around this that you could do. You could eat right before you get there, right? So you
No,
kind of learn how to,
100%, bro. Like
yeah.
the same thing happened for Ashley's mom. We celebrated Mother's Day at a restaurant. I brought my meal, and they still offer. Joe, did you want anything? Like, you're not ordering? Oh no,
Mhm.
I'm on my prep for my show. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'll just order a diet soda.
Yeah.
And I don't get mad that they offer. They don't know like that. They're like, they're just trying to be kind. Like, don't get mad at kindness. Don't get mad that they want you to be present with them, and it's not that big
That
of a
happened
deal. Oh
actually.
shit. One second.
That
How the fuck you get
that
outside?
so that happened actually. They kept offering like, you guys want anything, and I felt like she was getting upset because they were asking. So I told her that. So I'm like, it's just them being what's the word I'm looking for? Them
You
being
went outside.
polite. It's them being polite. They know you're not gonna eat, right? But it would be kind of weird if they didn't offer it, right? It's just
Yeah, that's why. They're just being
you know
humans. Nice
exactly, they're
human
being
beings.
polite. And then yeah, so I think you have to be more understanding, especially to the people who you love, and like Mike said, I forget I'm in prep half the time. I don't even remember because it's fucking Groundhog's Day. It's the same shit at the off season, really. I'm not really changing anything, just less food. And nowadays, if you don't want to be hungry, you don't have to. I'm actually on Reddit right now. I'm not hungry. My food is
Yeah.
low, but I'm not hungry. You know, I don't mind being hungry, but I mean, if I could be in a better mood and still get the same results or better results, or rather, I'm all for it personally. All for it. What's up, Ivan? Or Ivan?
Evan,
Hey guys,
Um,
How you doing?
what's
Evan's
happening,
here.
man?
Chilling, brother. Hey, did you guys see the news? Who Ivan in the last podcast he mentioned he was coaching one of the Americans for the
I figured
Cali.
it out.
But
Yeah.
did you figure it out before you saw it, or you saw it?
No, I he tagged him, so I was like, oh, okay.
Bro, I literally had worked out with Janicki like I think right before that podcast, and he didn't mention anything. He didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
And keeping it hush hush. But
yeah, I wanted
hey,
him to, feel free when he's happy to share it, and I thought we were gonna do it after the show, but I guess he's happy already because right now he's the most conditioned he's ever been for sure by far.
that means he's happy for sure. If he couldn't wait to say it, that means he's happy with the results for sure.
See,
Yeah,
I
I
don't even
guess.
remember him announcing at all that he, because a lot of times people do that shit where they say, me and so aren't working together anymore. I feel more comfortable kind of moving forward with this person. So he never did that. Or at least I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he did, and I don't know exactly how he told Callum about it, but yeah, I guess those guys are dumb.
Yeah, it
Callum is
surprised me.
Callum is super cool, and he had a lot of clients.
Why
I
did
don't
it
think Callum is
surprise you?
somebody,
It
huh?
surprised me because, like I said, normally it's announced. Like, for example,
Mhm.
I don't see it happening, but if me and Justin ever for some reason had to like separate, I would talk about it, like kind of give him like it's almost like you leave a job, put my 2 weeks in, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's a respect thing in my the way I look at it. Not that he doesn't get
yeah,
respected, but just my perception.
Eric has
yeah.
no
I do
respect,
that.
Joe.
I did that also when I stopped working with my previous coach. But I think he plans on mentioning Callum when he finishes prepping because they did most of the prep together, and he switched to me like a couple of weeks out. So I think he's gonna give him a shout out once he's done competing.
Also, it depends on the relationship you have. Like, they don't even live in the same country, but it never came across like they were like best of friends, right? Like this close team,
Yeah, I
and it
don't
was
know how
just
close he is.
it just seemed like somebody who coached him, right? So, not that you should or shouldn't, but if you had like like you and Compton, if you had like a long term like friendship, I think usually you mention it. But if it's kind of like you know, and I don't know how hands on it was. It might have been more because Janik is a very smart person, and also so it might have been a little bit less hands on as well. So I don't think it was super deep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have some
I don't
ideas
want it to
that
come
maybe we should talk
off.
about. Hmm.
Huh?
I don't want it to come off like I'm saying he was disrespectful for that. It's just usually that's what they do. But
It kind of sounds like that, Joe. But,
way to stir the fucking fire.
Yeah,
I,
throwing the Rico on Joe, man.
Yeah.
guy, apparently the people like drama. We got to ask him. I think we're too nice. We got to ask him. Got to ask him. Got to ask him drama too, man. No, but Ivan, how do y'all link up? What the fuck? Ivan in the waiting room. Oh, we got two Ivans.
Holy
Okay,
shit, there's two of them.
there's two of them now. Okay, I'm trying to see. I want to see what the other Ivan looks like if he's bigger.
What's up? I accidentally exited. But,
Oh, okay. All right. I still see it though. I see like I don't know what that means. I see like a screen. You guys see like you
Yeah,
have a
you have like an evil twin brother, Yvonne.
Oh, really?
it's
Let me see
like
what I
an
can
extra.
do.
Uh-oh. Is that your
Hmm.
computer?
No, I'm on my phone because last time my microphone sounded really bad, so I thought maybe it's better with my phone for this.
How did you sign up? How did you sign in twice? Let me see if I could probably boot it out. Let me see. Let me boot you out.
Okay.
Remove. Okay, hold on. Remove Ivan. Uh-oh. Okay.
Hey,
Good?
so if someone pisses you off, you could just do that, huh? Like, get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. I was this close to doing it to Leo. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
That's so funny.
Have you ever had a guest on that you were like, oh man, this ain't you don't have to name them, but if you ever had one where you're like, oh man, this might be a mistake.
Like moments, but
Yeah.
but not the whole thing, but moments where I'm like, oh man, maybe
This one may not air.
I'm sure.
I've had episodes that like that like a huge portion didn't air.
Yeah.
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 Even the last one with Jacoby and Leo, the first 10 minutes didn't air.
Mm.
It got a bit much.
That's the secret footage. That's on the Patreon.
Yeah,
I
bro.
might, yeah.
Patreon.
I gotta. I'm a. I don't know, because I felt like Ivan was blunt, but it didn't come off argumentative. It just came off very blunt. But then Leon Jacoby, when they went at it didn't come off. I don't want this podcast to be like that. I don't mind, like, we could like debate all day. I believe in debates, even if it's like a touchy subject. I feel like you should be able to do that, right? You can't just sugarcoat everything. You should be able to have a very direct conversation about. But like, I just don't like when it gets too like personal or like argumentative, right? Ivan doesn't argue; he just talks. Just this is it.
Once
I
someone starts getting truly angry, I think it's already too far gone. Like, you shouldn't.
It gets awkward, right? When you
Yeah.
start like yelling and calling names, like
Well,
I can't. I can't do that.
yeah, I mean, I just
Hmm?
thought I'm talking about all this stuff on my YouTube, and I'm meeting this guy in person. I mean, on podcast, and I had to ask him these questions. I can just
Yeah.
pretend like nothing happened, you know. And I just wanted
Well,
Yeah.
to
that's the
ask you
difference
directly.
between that's the difference between a man and a keyboard warrior, right? You say all
Exactly.
this shit when you're not in front of them, but it's like, okay, like that to
That's
me, that's
still
pretty
it's a
solid. I
screen.
mean, solid
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
You
but
gotta
it's still
ask.
over
Yeah.
a screen. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
he can't do
I,
anything to me.
if you, yeah, yeah. I feel like if you ask it in a personal video or in a post, you gotta ask it in person. You can't just you can't just ignore everything you've been
Exactly.
talking
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
Jacoby the good sport though, for sure. Jacoby the good sport though, because he didn't have the podcast. He could have said like, "Yo, fuck this shit," and log
Yeah.
off first 10 minutes. But and he was
But
like a
why?
couple weeks
Come on.
out. Yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, it's not that deep. It's just a conversation. But I understand like people are friends as well, right? And your clients, it can get close to. So I can
Yeah,
see how
but
it could be.
I mean, saying that somebody is using Synthol, it's not like an insult or anything like that. It's more of a compliment if you don't
It
use
is.
it. I mean, just,
It is a compliment. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, yeah. Imagine somebody say, "Hey, man, Mike, yo, look at you now. Your biceps. You got some oil in there?" I'm like,
I
"Yo,
ain't
yeah."
I
that would
ain't
be
never
awesome.
got
Yeah.
accused of it. I wish. I
That's
wish
the
so.
new that's the new
Yeah.
you're taking gear thing.
Yeah.
Back
Oh
then
yeah,
people like, hey, you're on gear for sure. And you'd be like, oh well,
Yeah.
thank you, man. I'm
Yeah.
not. Now it's oil.
Yeah.
Dog. Because everyone's on gear, so that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly. Yeah.
oil.
Now,
Uh,
like it's how you say it. Like it's a question. Like it looks like there's oil, right? Now, if you're like, "Yo, your arms look like shit, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing?" That's like that sounds like an attack, more than like
yeah.
a question.
I
But I
mean,
mean,
whenever I said it looks good. I don't have nothing against it. I understand it's used in bodybuilding. He's a good artist. He's winning shows, but something is obviously there because it does look strange and this and that. But it was never really an insult. I wouldn't say so. And when the podcast finished, he told me no more Sinto talk, and I said we'll see. And the next day, actually a couple of hours later, Antonio tags me, and everybody shares it. So I had to make another video about it.
we got to get Tonio. We got to get Tonio back on. It's
Oh,
been a while.
he was here
Yeah, yeah,
before. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Ivan, you're not coming to the Cal, are you?
No, it's too late,
Yeah,
man. But I wish I
yeah.
would. And I
Same
would
Somebody
here,
have to
asked me
man.
that
apply for the
too.
visa. I would have to apply for the visa, and it would take me like at least, I don't know, a month or two. So we started late, but if we started soon, earlier, I would probably try. But no,
Yeah,
maybe next year.
that would be dope. That would be dope. Hey, one thing I did notice, I was watching. You guys know Zem Fitness?
Not
I
really.
don't think so.
He makes YouTube videos, kind of like Fazzy Fitness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Zem makes videos like that, but like more in depth of like showing like the placings and stuff like that. And then one of the videos, it was titled "Oil Error," and I was like, that's a little dramatic. And then I don't watch the video. I'm like, low key. I mean, a lot of suspicions. I am seeing a lot of that shit does look suspicious. I ain't gonna lie. I've been seeing it mainly in the shoulders. I've been seeing the rear delts. I've been seeing. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you look at like if you pay attention to the shows, look through the lineup. A
Yeah.
lot of the hey, oh you gotta be careful. A lot of the rear delts are like, hey, no. Not it, not it.
Him and Justin Compton always get caught up with their dogs. It's
Yeah.
hilarious whenever you watch the podcast, both of them.
He has the same dogs like you, American Bullies.
So those are Paul's dogs, but yeah, Beatty has the same ones. Very similar.
Mhm.
She got she got diarrhea. She on her period. It's all fucked up. All fucked up. But anyways, what I was saying. Oh yeah, a lot of suspicious doubts with us. But if it looks good, you're gonna do well. If it looks like shit, you're gonna get marked down. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way,
So
guys, yesterday I had a partial pec tear, I think. I know, actually. I checked it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Damn.
doing what?
it uh, doing decline Smith machine, Smith chest press on a angled Smith. But before that, I did
Oh,
the hoist machine with, the one that really stretches out and it moves. The bench moves as you're doing it, and I loaded it like never before. And then the next exercise was that decline Smith, and the second rep, it just felt like a towel ripping. And I thought
Mm,
that's it.
okay.
My back is gone, but thankfully, just a partial tear in
in
the muscle belly. My
yeah,
tendons are fine,
damn.
so it's not that bad, but I was scared. I thought I'm gonna look terrible, but it's okay. Nothing is the aesthetics are the same. Nothing's changed.
You were going pretty
Good
heavy, you
for
said?
me.
Yeah, yeah, I went pretty heavy, but I
When we're
think
saying
I
heavy,
had.
what's that rep range?
Oh, the first exercise, the first set was 6 reps, 4 on my own, and 2 assisted reps. So yeah, pretty heavy.
Yeah, I
Pretty
have a
heavy.
rule of thumb, especially now. Like, I don't go less than 10 ever. And 10, I consider pretty heavy at this point. Like, but I was just talking, because I checked in with my coach today. We're talking about the improvements I made. Now, the craziest part for me is that I didn't train that heavy. Like, most of my rep range were 12 to 20 reps on everything,
Hmm.
not just legs. And obviously, I still feel as though, like, foundational training, that heavy stuff matters in the beginning, but at a certain level, I feel like you can get away with a lot less. And so that's why I asked, because I haven't had to really
Yeah,
worry about that too much, because those loads, you never really feel that crazy like pull on the tendons and stuff unless you're that going that heavy.
hmm yeah. This felt really heavy, and I had a really good stretch. I liked it. And I'm not the size of an open bodybuilder. I'm not even maxed out in classic physique, so I'm trying to grow to lift as heavy as possible. But I had some pain in this left back always, and I thought maybe it's my shoulder, maybe it's something, but it finally ripped. And I don't think it's too bad. I think a couple of weeks of just not training, I'm going to be fine. But I thought it was bad, but it's not that bad.
Ivan,
That's always scary.
are you gonna get back on stage? Is that the plan?
I would love to, man. I would love to, but I don't know with the clients now. It's probably going to happen not this year. Maybe at
Yeah.
some point when the season is dead, if I can find a show that when nobody else competes, we'll see, maybe. But nothing serious. I don't want to be a pro anymore. Really, it's not do it for me to look better than before, and that's it.
Yeah.
That should always be the goal.
Yeah.
Is get
Mhm.
better. Whatever your best is, then that's what it is, right? You know,
Mm,
people like people ask like, do you want to turn pro? As if it's like a choice, like you just decide one day, you know what, I'm gonna just go turn pro. It's like you're gonna get better. Hopefully, you're gonna get better every show, and if one of the those packages are good enough to turn pro, then you will. If not, then you won't. It's not like a choice. It's not like you
yeah.
you you
Yeah,
know.
but I meant more like I'm not gonna do like a professional full year. I'm not gonna be super focused tunnel vision. I just
I
want
know
to
what you
get
mean.
lean enough and can compete. Without sacrificing everything else out of my life.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Ivan. Um, when you train, are you somebody who trains with super strict form or so 50-50?
Well, I think it depends on an exercise, but mainly, yeah, I think I'm pretty strict. Some of the exercises I kind of like to, rip and grip for fun, but usually I think my form is pretty good. Yeah.
So a lot of times we talk about like good form for injury prevention, but have you
Mm.
guys noticed that people with perfect form get injured anyways? As long as it's heavy, like Joe said, if the
Yeah.
rep range is below a certain amount, it's almost like whether your form is perfect or not, you still run the risk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dorian,
I was thinking I should start training like Eric. Did you see how
mhm.
he's training? Like there is no
Yeah,
way he's
yeah.
gonna injure himself training
No,
that way.
he
No
won't get
way.
injured. Yeah,
No.
First of all, he's super flexible, right? And
Mm,
there's no change of direction. It's like stop and
yeah.
then drive
Huge
slowly.
stretch. Just
Exactly.
yeah, he spends a lot of time in the stretch position.
100%. Okay, but let's say if you come down slow and hold in a stretch, if you explode up, there's still a risk. But he
Mm.
doesn't explode. When
He
he
doesn't
drives
explode.
here, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why he's actually really strong because it's it's hard to press with no drive. It's hard to press
Mm.
like it's so but yeah,
It's
I
crazy
think that
powerful.
that way is hard to get injured. If your concentric is controlled, I would hope he wouldn't get injured. That makes it harder,
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked me before the peak week, like, how do you want me to train? I'm never gonna get injured, but what do you want me to do with intensity and volume? And I was like, I mean, I understood him. I was like, how can he be so confident he's never gonna get injured? But with his style of training, yeah, probably never. It's impossible basically. But what Joe
Yeah,
said, I mean, you guys, I mean, 10 reps, high reps. That's something I should implement now. I know a lot of guys from over here who are not a professional bodybuilders, but at some point everything starts ripping. I think that's partly probably genetics or the way you trained before. So maybe at this point, like I'm 30 years old now, maybe I should just take it easy a little bit. I mean, just do high reps, 10 reps minimum. I'm always doing 4 to 6, very low reps.
damn.
Yeah.
Wait, you're 30?
30, yeah.
You're young, bro. You're young.
Well,
30.
relatively.
You made it sound like 30. I thought you were gonna say something else. All right.
The
I
number
always
was
tell
coming after the
people,
30.
yeah. I always tell people though, right? Like training mileage, right? Like how long have you been training and what kind of training have you done? Because that shit can take a toll. Like I'm
Mm,
32 and I will not be able to squat without no leg extensions prior to that squat. Like it's just not gonna happen.
I mean, my
mhm.
exercise selection in my rep range has completely changed from 8 years
Yeah,
ago. It has
100%.
to. It has
I
to,
haven't I haven't seen the
Mm,
number 6 in a long time.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
maybe it's
can't
time for me.
I find that I can't use bad form even if I try to. Like my body isn't it won't allow me to do it. I can't even get I couldn't explode at the bottom of a hack squat if I tried at this point. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
it's just not gonna happen, but I also don't try to do it.
I
Um
also had a pretty bad adductor tear, like I think 2 years ago, and after that I was really careful for a while, and now I'm not anymore. Now I'm exploding out of the negative in the hack squats and everything. So I should be probably more careful. And when this happened, I was like, I need to change my training, but I know I probably won't. So
yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Do
You
I'll
I
gotta
try.
think about it though. Like when you go from like say like the controlled eccentric to that complete stop into a controlled concentric, that contraction is really harsh because you never break the tension. You're sitting on a tension in the stretch and then coming out of it without momentum, adding stress to the muscle compared to
Mm,
relieving that stress for that from that small little explosion out of the hole. So
mm.
if anything, in my opinion, you're creating more of a stimulus by doing so. So kind of getting a little more out of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, for
do
sure. But Brandon Curry wouldn't agree with you on that. He thinks that there is
yeah,
something
I heard
called
that.
grabbing. You remember that? Catching
I
the
yeah.
weight
think,
on the bar.
yeah, I think that kind of almost like I know what he means because you kind of like get a blood flesh almost like getting that tiny explode like the fast
Mm,
twitch fibers. I know he explained it like that, like
mm,
sprinters, right? That explosiveness. So I
yeah,
know what he means, but it's like risk reward and then movement dependent, right? I think there's some
yeah,
shit it's not worth it, right? Like I
yeah,
I,
Yeah.
I know what he means. I know what he means.
yeah. But once I had I think it was Chris Cormier and Eric Janicki fight on my Instagram page over an exercise I was doing, and Chris was like, "Why are you doing it so slow, bro? Go a little bit more explosive." And Eric was like, "He's doing it fine, this and that." So that exercise I filmed was really slow, and sometimes I do it really slow and controlled, but some of the exercises I do a little bit more explosive. But yeah, like you said, I need to be more careful now because it's just not worth it at this point.
Yeah, Chris and Eric, they get into it quite a bit. They would get into it backstage at the USA's about training actually, and
Crazy.
yeah, but I think Chris is a great trainer, but in their debate, I feel like Janicki kind of makes a little bit more sense. It's like you can't. I don't think you can scold somebody for his form being for unless he's weak, unless he's
Yeah.
super weak and
And small.
small. Yeah, but if he's strong and moving heavy weight and he's growing pretty fucking fast, it's hard to, it's hard to kind of, and then he wants him to try his way, but Eric already tried it. Eric, he didn't start off training this way. So he used to train, like faster, and for him, it didn't work. So it's not like
I
a
don't
one is,
ever. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't get into training debates because clearly what you're
Yeah.
doing works. It
exactly.
does like none of them's right or wrong. It's just a matter of like they just enjoy that style. Like it's working
Exactly.
clearly, so you can't
Yeah.
argue that.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
There's
Yeah.
almost everybody who's big has gotten there a different way, right?
100%.
Like everybody's gotten there a different way. It is, I truly believe it is about finding a style that works for you and just adhering to that and getting really good at whatever that training method is. But man, I don't know if I buy into there's only one or two ways to get big. I think that's bullshit.
100%. So, Mike, a lot of people have mixed opinions about Mike Israel, right? And so did I. Until I heard him say this, he was like, "Listen, I have hundreds and thousands of videos teaching you guys how to work out properly, but here's the secret: all this shit I'm saying, we're talking about like a 1 or 2% difference."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, so he agreed. He agreed with it. So he's like, I'm not saying this is gonna change your fucking life, but if you could not get hurt, that could change your career, right? Or if you could actually connect with a lagging body part, that could." And I'm like, that I agree with because I don't agree with all his training philosophies. But what I will agree with, all these different types of training to change, is not like some kind of like 50% increase. Like you're gonna gain 5 pounds of the tissue, right? You're already only gaining like 5 pounds of tissue a year, right? So you might, right? Talking about 0.5. So we could debate until we fucking blue in the face, but we're talking about this little, right? So it's kind of like
Yeah.
if you're gonna enjoy it and adhere to it, and it's working, it has to work. Then
I I
what are we arguing about?
I heard I was in a little seminar thing with Johnny Jackson once, and he put it the best I've ever heard. He said, "Whatever weight you want to do, whether it's moderate, heavy as hell, lighter weight." He's like, the key to muscle growth is time under tension. So you're feeling the muscle work with time under tension, and you're eating for the result, right? And that will, no matter what style you do, as long as you have those things, you're going to grow from it. And
I agree.
that covered all bases. Because yes, you do need the muscle under stress for a period of time, which is done through sets and reps, and you're covered through food and whatever supplements. So that was the best way I've ever heard it put.
Yeah.
What is
When you
interesting to me is also Chris Cormier. He's supposed to be this big expert on training, and I'm hearing a lot of good stuff from people who he trained. For example, this guy, I don't know if you know about him, Andy Bell. He's from Australia. He lives in Dubai now, and one of my clients and friends lives with him for a while, and he was training him, and he told him that he was training with Dorian, with Milos, with everybody pretty much, and he says that Chris Cormier is the biggest expert on training. But I've never seen any videos of Chris training somebody or explaining anything. So I have no idea what his approach really is and why is he such a good trainer. But that's what people are saying. So I'm not sure. What do you
In my
think?
opinion, the best trainers in the world are the ones that can teach their client how to feel whatever muscle they're trying to improve. Once you can do that, whatever you fucking do from there, it doesn't really matter. Because
Mhm.
if you're already an athlete, you're gonna have the work ethic to push yourself. And obviously
Yeah.
recover and
Yeah.
do all those other things. But if a trainer can teach you how to feel a muscle work and
Mm.
isolate it to the best of its capabilities, that's a great trainer. That's all you need.
Yeah. Chris Chris is one of those people that he doesn't have a way with words. He's not the best communicator when it comes to like laying something down and sound making it sound all interesting and compact and digestible, right?
He
But
probably saw
he
it.
exactly. He's one of those people. He can show you better than he can tell you, right? I would even say like when he's talking, you would think if you didn't know who he was, you'd be like, I don't know if this guy knows what he's talking about, right? But then when he puts it into action, it always works very well. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those people that everybody can't sound like John Jewett, right? Everybody doesn't have a way with words like that. You know, John Jewett, he be making shit sound good. I'm like, what? Yeah, tell me more.
He's a freaking
I want to hear
scientist.
this shit. Yeah,
You
but
guys,
everybody you ever talk to Compton. Compton is one of the smartest people I know, but Compton isn't one to sit and break something down, right? In a way that you're like, wow, mind blown. He just does it. He knows how to do it well, right? So
Alcito, same thing.
see the same way,
Yeah.
the same way. And there's something to be said about people like that. So they might confuse you to think like you might think somebody. You might say, well, this person is smarter because he could write like an essay on this,
Yeah.
but it doesn't always work that way in bodybuilding. You know?
do you
Yeah.
guys,
As Alcito says, it's bodybuilding is an art, not a science.
Yeah,
You need to have
exactly.
an eye, to have instincts, you need to have the feeling. So yeah, I subscribe to that for sure.
Yeah.
do you guys think, and this is not like any hate against a top level bodybuilder that uses a trainer, but I always found it just kind of interesting that like when you reach those upper echelons, like for me, training is the most fun part. Like that's the part that clicks, that makes sense. I always find it weird that like if you have built that much muscle, like what is a trainer really doing for somebody at that level?
Depends who. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah,
I think for somebody like let me try to think of a good example. Like Dexter with Charles Glass, right?
yeah,
He wasn't teaching him how to train, but you know when he was 2 weeks out and he didn't feel like doing shit,
yeah.
Charles would force him to do it and keep his form and things that like force him to train abs that he doesn't want to, like
You know who's
little
the perfect?
things. Hmm?
You know who's the perfect example?
Who that?
Andrew and Kamal.
Here we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
here we go.
That's one way to segue.
Yeah.
Andrew knows how to work out, right? But sometimes you're kind of just like too stuck in your ways, right? Or you could lose form. Maybe your form is too slow, as Chris Cormier would say, right? depending on who it is, you might need somebody to hold you back sometimes. So it's not like necessary. You don't have to
I put
have
it,
it.
he's lazy.
I
I
mean,
mean, lazy training.
I don't know, but I mean, he might not be. It depends. When you have
Some
genetics
people
that
who
good,
were some people who were with him in his gym in Dubai before, they told me that he's training like he does, I don't know, two light sets of lying leg extensions or lying leg curls, and like that's it for his hamstrings. He does a couple of sets here and there, nowhere near failure, and he goes home. That's what they say. I don't know. And I think it makes sense. I think Kamal is there to push him really.
Yeah.
and if Kamal's story is accurate, he said the first couple of workouts like he didn't want to do it. He's like, "Fuck this," you know. So
Mm.
I
And
mean, listen,
also, Kamal does a lot of volume, and maybe you can't force Andrew to do a lot of intensity or heavy weights, but you can force everybody to do a lot of volume. Maybe he didn't like that, but it worked for him. And I can see Andrew's body responding to more volume. It kind of looks like that in some way. I don't know if I can explain it, but I can see it.
this is a good indicator to know if somebody doesn't mean they were lazy, but it can show that they weren't getting the most out of it. Let's say they weren't pushing themselves as hard as they could. When somebody does get with a trainer, like Mike said, and all of a sudden there's a huge improvement,
Yeah.
that tell you something. Rami, people in court, you say Rami. I saw him go on the Stepmaster. He did like 5 minutes. He was supposed to do 50 minutes, or he didn't want to work out and he left, like shit like that, right? Then he stays with Dennis James. All of a sudden, he's Mr. Olympia because he can't, right? He can't eat extra food or he can't skip cardio. Dennis wouldn't even let him eat until until he did cardio and pose. So that's why you see it, right? I think when you see a big difference when somebody is under wraps, it means that they weren't doing putting their best foot forward. So that could be true in Andrew's case to some extent. It doesn't mean he needs Kamal, but he might need somebody, right?
Yeah.
No,
What do you
but
think about
just
that whole situation?
huh?
What do you think about that
Well,
whole situation with Andrew not paying Kamal and Kamal being pissed off for not being paid enough? Did you talk about it before?
We haven't, but like watching that interview was hard to watch
For
because
sure.
it wasn't making sense. Like
Yeah.
it. Oh, I don't want. I said no. I said I don't want nothing from you. I don't want you to pay me. What? You only gave me 3,000 in a Rolex? What the fuck? Give me
Yeah.
50,000. How did that? How does that even? How do you go from nothing to 50 grand? It doesn't. You know.
Makes no
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
It's
It,
like
mhm.
it's if you any business transaction happens up front, right? Like you say your price, what you want, what you expect. Like be upfront with that. I don't like and I'm not saying either person's wrong or right, but I really don't like the fact of, like you said, Beatty, I don't want nothing. Like I'm good, I'm good until you're not good. What are you supposed to do then? And if you don't communicate that to me, how is an athlete or the person that's supposed to pay 3 grand? I'm sorry, that was insulting, but you didn't tell me otherwise. Like this is how good is my heart, and I give you a watch, and you like foo it off. Like what am I supposed to do here?
Mm.
Most Rolexes are at least 50 grand too. It's
That's what I'm saying.
just saying.
Yeah,
I got
Fifty
plenty of.
grand.
And then on top of that, he was like, I have plenty of Rolexes and I make more money than Andrew.
But
Oh,
he also says that
great.
he does personal training.
Boy, the shit was so all over the place. I was like, even Dennis was trying to say it like, yeah, maybe because maybe because he told him he didn't want anything. That's maybe why he didn't. Well, he still paid you, but you told me he didn't want anything. Imagine after this podcast, Joe texted me like, hey man, I've been doing your podcast for 3 years now. You you owe me $100 a podcast. So now let me do the math. You owe me 50 grand. Well,
Mm.
why didn't you say that before? Like, what the? Can I mention that before we did 3 years of podcasting? You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's kind of wild,
Yeah.
bro. That's kind of wild. Now I
Okay.
know how Andrew feels because now he's thinking like now he's looking at like, did you use me? Did you be like, oh, this guy could win the Arnold? I want to get some of his Arnold money, so let me act like I care about it. So now it's gonna make you seem like did he just use me to try to get 50 grand? Like that's kind of it's kind of strange, bro. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
And it almost seems like he expected him not to accept that offer at the beginning, so he waited till the end to ask for it.
Exactly. So he could twist his arm. Bro,
Mm.
on top of that, and then the tone of the interview, it makes you come across like, let's say Samson leaves Milos, and Milos keeps it positive. He's like, I still think he's gonna be Mr. Olympia. I still think but then he's like, oh, he's not gonna make any improvements because he's taking a break, and it started going like it started coming off bitter, and that's not a good look, man. That's just not a
Mm.
good look, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't. How did you feel about that, Joe? How did you feel about the whole?
it was like you guys said, it was hard for me to watch because, well, first of all, I'm over here saying to myself, like, I wonder what's going through Dennis James' head because I'm just sitting here listening. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do you not see what's wrong with what you're saying? You know, like, but I agree with you 100%. It's really weird to say you don't owe me anything, and then he gives you something because he felt like, you know what, you deserve something, and then be like, the fuck? If you're gonna give me anything, I don't want this. Like, I want 50K. Like, you went from saying nothing to Andrew from the kindness of his heart saying, "Here, I want to give you at least this," and saying, "No, I want 50K." What the fuck? Like, it just doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
It's
Um,
crazy.
I think it really does hurt. It will, in the long haul of things, hurt his business if he's going to be doing this kind of thing. Because what top level pro is going to want to work with that?
Mm.
I mean, look, I don't know the guy directly. I don't have no relationship with him, but it's like, dude, I wouldn't want that. Like, well, what are you going to throw my way or in my face or whatever? Like, you know.
yeah.
So I was understand that.
Yeah.
The whole percentage thing. I think you should just have a fixed rate because the percentage thing it starts to get weird. It starts to get really weird, and also you have to pay taxes. So
Yeah.
he's not getting the full 750. He's gonna get like 400 out of that. So
Yeah. Is he expecting 50K or 25K? Come on.
Yeah, and
I also tend to feel when it comes to money, and this is just my personal feeling about it. You kind of keep the monetary part hush hush. At least I would. You know, that's something that I would go back and
Yeah,
forth
that's another thing.
with maybe a third party, but to put dollars out there for the whole industry to
Yeah.
observe like that, like Joe said, that could really hurt whatever you're trying to build here.
I think it will.
So,
Even though this is interesting to talk about, we didn't need to hear any of this shit. This was between grown men. We didn't have to be a part of this at all. This was not our business. We're gonna talk about it now that it's out there, but this was between them. At no point should we have ever heard about the actual dollar amount. Maybe like, hey, I'm not working with him anymore. We had some financial disagreements. That's it.
For sure.
That's it. We did not have to know fucking the whole. But he broke it down from day one all the way to the last day. We didn't have to hear any of that. That to me is wild. That I don't think that was a good look, because to this point everybody had just 100% respect for Kamal. Right, I think it would have been better financially to keep that, you know.
And him saying that, he probably expected everybody to agree with him and to blame Andrew, but literally nobody did.
Yeah,
I thought it was so funny how Andrew got his seat updated to first class. And then he was like, why am I flying over here and you're in first class? What the hell? That's disrespectful. It's like, I didn't do it myself. They gave it to me for free. I ain't going to pay for your ass when they gave it to me for free.
Yeah, I'm not paying for my own first class. I'm not going to pay.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at that. Like, dude, like, that's dope for you. I'm happy.
And
You're
also,
a big ass fucking dude.
Yeah, he's big and he's competing. Let him enjoy his freaking business.
Yeah, what the hell? It's not about you. Like, that, you should be happy for the guy. What the fuck?
He definitely made it about him, you know. So I guess to Mike's points, maybe we shouldn't have trainers, because they start to think they're responsible for the entire thing, you know. So
did you guys see Lee Priest going off with the AI in the?
Oh yeah,
that's so funny.
I love Lee.
If you give a 50-year-old man that kind of technology, they weren't meant to discover that amount of technology at that age.
No.
every time I refresh my page, there's a new Lee Priest new AI video or something. I'm like,
bro,
how much he paid for that? I wonder.
Yeah. For the video one, it's gonna be, because he definitely got unlimited access to that, whatever app he's using. You know, shit. When I first discovered ChatGPT, oh man, he couldn't stop me. Everything that was my assistant every day. Everything. I'm like, why my elbow cracked? Hey, ChatGPT, why my elbow cracking? You know, everything. I was on top. I grew my hair back because of ChatGPT. I was bald. Last he would say is ChatGPT grew my hair back. Yeah. Shit. I'm on that. It's like some kind of RU kind of peptide, and then obviously the minoxidil. What? Come on, man.
Really?
I'm gonna have a ponytail, but you would say, yeah. Huh?
You really did that?
I did. I was literally bald. 2 big bald spots here. I couldn't even grow my hair out.
Wow, grew it back.
That's possible.
Yeah, man.
Brought you back to life. That's crazy, actually.
Wow, one of my clients started doing the minoxidil.
Oh,
like a gel or pills.
It's like a drop.
It's like pills.
A drop.
Oh, okay, it's drop. Yeah, it's oral. Something oral.
Now,
I use finasteride.
If you start taking stuff like that, is it for life, or can you eventually stop it?
Well, I know about finasteride. I used it for a while when I started balding. Eventually, I just stopped it because I kind of accepted I'm going to be bald. But with that, you got to use it forever, basically. Once you stop it, your hair is going to go away. And that's what happened with me. But as far as those drops, I don't know. But I think they're similar.
Yeah, so finasteride, it like limits the amount you're going to lose. So like it prevents it, but whatever's gone is gone. And then the minoxidil helps with regrowth. So it's a little different, but same consistency, I believe, too. Because I mean, shit, especially like if you're still going to be running gear and stuff, and it's just going to end up happening. So you'd have to keep running it.
Yeah. My brother is balding, and he's 4 years younger than me, and he never used steroids, so he's already almost there. So yeah, I don't think I can save my hair anyway.
Yeah, it was in the cards for you.
Just wasn't.
I think it only works if you have, because I don't think I have balding genetics. I just think it was just years of abuse and stress, and you know, so I think you can get it back that way. But if you have balding genetics, I think it's gone regardless. Honestly,
Yeah, and also using a lot of DHTs. By the way, do you guys can you find any Primo in the US or Mastodon these days or none? I'm
there
changing the topic
there
completely.
there's Primo in the U.S., but it's like $150 for a bottle, and
Mm.
I don't think anybody wants to pay that shit. I know I'm
So
not.
what's left from a couple of years ago? No, nothing new.
No,
That and like if
you
it's real or not, you run
Mm.
that risk too.
Because
exactly.
recently we tested something over here, and it turned out to be just testosterone and some annotated some propionate.
That's usually what you
And
find. So it's like, do you want to take that risk and just potentially throw money away? It's like when it comes
mm,
to us, like I'd rather just run EQ instead and play the safe game, to be
I
honest.
know,
So
I know, but with EQ, I'm kind of worried about, I don't know, anxiety is going to happen or not, and high blood pressure, stuff like that.
I
So
don't get that. I don't
yeah,
get that
I've
from
been all
people.
right myself, but some people do though. I've heard that.
I used it before without any issues, but I'm like, maybe this time around I'm going to have issues. So I'm kind of still trying to find Primo, but is it real Primo? Who the hell knows? Probably not.
I'm go- I'm gonna send you a website, Ivan, after this podcast.
But I can't order from the
Do
US.
no, not if not from the U.S. There's I don't know if you do. You trust Indian steroids?
Oh, I'm not sure if you say it's good.
What I do trust from India, orals. What's the worst that can happen with orals, right? Unless they shit kills you, I hope not. But injecting my body from India, respectfully, I'm a little nervous.
We also tested the Anavar, and it turned out to be Aromacin.
Oh
Imagine
No.
that.
well, you're gonna be
Wow.
Yeah,
dry. You're gonna be a little,
yeah.
you're gonna be a
Wow.
little
You get some
flat.
dryness. Yeah.
So this
Wow.
Anavar is great. I'm fucking shredded this year, bro. God
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, but to be honest, I get better results from EQ anyways than Primo, if I'm being honest. And then Masteron is like a filler to me. I'm like, I can't blast tests because I want to look dry. So I guess I'll settle for some Masteron. Like, fuck it, man. I can't do it. You know. So Masteron is like, it's nothing else. I don't want to do more than 300 trend. Honestly, that's max. So
Yeah.
what can I increase to drive the look, like a harder look, other than obviously you're already lean, but to look more grainy and shit? I guess I'll add some master one. That's the only reason that I would use
If
it.
you can find the real one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Halo for me never got me like, I never noticed. I get vascular, but I've never noticed this crazy hardness like Zayd gets, Zalo.
But
I don't get.
strength,
Oh, sure,
it gives
yeah.
greater strength if it's real. I found it. I think only one time I used it, it was real because like I was 2 weeks out and my strength went up. I was harder than stronger than in the off season. Because that time I knew it was real Halo, but every other time I tried to use it is probably just nothing. I don't know.
What I like more than the strength is the, what's the word I'm looking for? The drive to work out,
Yeah.
or the
Mhm.
you feel more of a, you want to work out even if you feel like shit, but you still have that workout drive. That helps a lot. It helps a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
That
super
fucking
energizing.
aggression. That
Yeah.
aggression.
Yeah,
You want to pick shit up and throw it around.
yeah. I don't want any aggression in the off season. I kind of hate when I feel aggressive in the off season. Deep in prep, I want all the aggression. I want all the aggression when I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you guys actually notice getting any harder from like Winstraw?
I do.
You
Yeah,
know?
I do.
I do. Like it's very because obviously you get a little leaner, but it's like I can see it when I train. There's like a certain look that like once I'm pumped, I really see it. Like, oh shit!
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
soon
I've
as
seen that
as
as
soon as it's
well.
added in, like a week or two later, I'm like, damn, that's doing its damn thing.
Yeah. I've seen that as well with clients and with myself. Sure.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be
I gotta
honest.
be.
I really, when I'm that deep in prep, I really don't know what's doing what.
Bro,
Wise, I don't.
in my head, I'm small, I'm soft, I'm flat. I just look like shit at all times in my own head. At no point do I be like, I look hard. I just look fucking, I look small and soft. What the fuck? I don't
See, for
I don't
me,
see
that's
anything.
where I start like so like for a while, like I just like obviously I'm muscular, but then I almost start to look fake. Like my
Mm.
muscles start to look unreal to me, and that's when I'm like, okay, this shit's definitely doing its thing. There's a look, it's 100%. I look
Yeah.
photoshopped.
But Joe, you kind of look like that all the time, low key.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I really
You
like.
probably just don't
I'm
notice.
telling you, there's musculature, and then there's like it's like okay, here's like my shoulder, right, and then it starts to look like this. Like, it's like super
Oh,
like
Mm.
round, like crazy round and hard looking. Like it's not just a muscle anymore. It's a fake muscle.
oh, Joe gonna hop on Winnie. He gonna start getting them Ivan bodybuilding videos. The
I'm gonna send you a
like,
picture as soon as we put it in. And it starts to happen. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Look at my shoulder here. Look at it here. It's
Ivan gonna
always
put
right here
he
where I
gonna
can see it. It's right
He
here. I
does
can see it.
wonders with women, especially.
yeah.
You know, if a female is prepping on only Anavar or had some Winstrol, huge changes.
Yeah,
They get hard
Man,
so quickly.
for
girls
sure.
can get jacked as shit off of like you wouldn't believe it. It's almost insane. I mean, they have to have decent genetics, but you give a girl 20 milligrams of that NFR, she look like
Mhm.
she's on 300 trend. She like she's on trend,
Yeah.
bro. I'm dead serious. You give her a little bit of Novadex, oh, game time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
game over. Show's over. But this is probably why some of these girls are shredded, bro. Some of these girls, these
Mhm.
physique girls are fucking
Yeah,
shredded.
yeah.
If you even look at a figure girl backstage, like a top level figure girl, you're like, I don't know, that's pretty fucking lean, you know.
Hmm.
These girls,
Hmm.
they don't play
Mhm.
around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I think women's physique are more shredded than most of the, probably all of the men's division. If I'm being honest, they're flat though, obviously, so they don't have to worry about fullness. But the shit I've seen on some of these girls, I
Yeah.
think they might be the most shredded, if I'm being honest. Even more than body, because women's bodybuilding, they have more fullness. Like Miss
More
Olympia,
fullness.
she's round. But if you
Mm.
look at Sarah and Natalia, bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no fat on it. It's
It's
insane.
pretty too. It's like pretty muscle. It always is pretty muscle because
Exactly.
there's not really that oil in there. I don't know. It just always looks good.
Is there?
I shouldn't have said. I should. I'm sorry.
I mean, not according to Sarah, apparently.
There is no oil. Maybe some just PMMA, and that's it.
Hey, did you guys? I didn't actually felt like I didn't actually felt like Natalia looked oily.
No,
Like that's not to me.
no.
Oh, she did
Oh, she did. She did.
for
I didn't.
sure.
Really?
I didn't see it.
Maybe I can find a video. You can find a video on my channel, but I show the difference from one year to the next. Huge
Really.
changes. Like she added bulges on her quads and on shoulders.
Hey,
Everything changed in 1 year. Just it was crazy.
take it easy, Ivan. I like Natalia. She watches the podcast too. Take it
I'm
easy.
being honest.
Mm.
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean Natalia. He's just he's what he's saying is you look so good up there. You look so flawless, like Joe, like Joe's shoulders, that it
Just
almost looked
everything's
like
fucked
that.
up.
Yeah.
Nah, she's used to it. Imagine the shit she goes through in her comment section. She used to it. She gangster. All right, let's Pittsburgh guest posing. Who impressed you guys the most? Let me see.
Samson for
Share my
sure.
screen.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to judge because Derek was standing like 2 feet in front of them, so he looks
Yeah.
like bigger than
Oh God.
Samson. But obviously he's not bigger than Samson. But if you look at the elbows, like he's like a whole arm in front of them. But they
Yeah.
were letting him do it because they're like, we're bigger
Yeah.
anyways. But they shouldn't let him do it because now I can't even compare it because I'm like, oh, so Derek is 300 pounds. It's
Yeah.
like I can't
Maybe they're
even.
thinking the light. Maybe they're thinking the lighting is the best here on the line. I'm gonna stay on the line, but no, the lighting was the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But still, Samson looks bigger, even 2 feet behind him.
yeah,
You you have to go Samson because obviously Andrew is the leanest, but
Yeah.
because he was lean and Samson is so round, I don't think it played to his advantage because Samson was still pretty good condition for being off season. So you see how the roundness really stands out.
yeah. I mean,
Mm,
those legs those legs are crazy.
Insane,
mm.
insane. Now, don't get me wrong, Derek he really does hold his own against really big guys, but it's different. It's still different.
Yeah,
I
but
gotta go Samson.
it doesn't matter how much you look like in the off season. It's all about the show day.
It really means nothing. I mean,
Mm.
let's be real. Like this is the first time Samson is this heavy, but Samson is always huge in the
Yeah,
offseason in good condition. He's never fat. He's always huge. So it's like it's not anything new. He always looks insane. So
It kind of is, man. He was never this big. This is next level. He leveled
no
up.
he was never this big. But I'm saying like he's always the biggest guy
Mm.
in good condition in the offseason. Derek is always
Yeah,
like in shape.
yeah, but
I like
Samson
it.
leveled up. This is new.
He
I never
did.
seen this before from Samson. This is insane. This is, I think he's probably bigger than Ronnie in the off season. What do you
I
think?
mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he got about. I mean, he had like 20 pounds on him. Ronnie has a
Right?
different look to his muscle, so you
And
can't
Ronnie
say
had a better
Ronnie.
back.
Yeah, of
Mm.
course, because you
I do
can't
have.
say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Samson is actually leaner at 340 than Ronnie was at 320,
Yeah,
but Ronnie
Mm.
has a grainy look to his muscle. That doesn't mean he's leaner. He's just when Ronnie is in shape, he looks like you know what I'm talking about. He has a separation, like a different
Yeah.
level of detail to his muscle. You know,
What
yeah.
the hell is that?
I think it's genetics, man. I think you can't.
But what
Okay, even
about the
Ange.
genetic?
I don't
Is
know
it
if
a
it
thin
could be a
skin?
skin
Is it?
thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I could say the same thing about Andrew. I would argue Andrew and Samson's condition on stage aren't very different, but Andrew looks way more separated. Like if you look
Mhm.
at his abs, you look at his shoulder, how his shoulder inserts like super deep. Um, but I don't believe Andrew is leaner than Samson on stage most of the time. I just think
Yeah,
he looks more separated
I
just
agree.
because
Or
genetically.
maybe it's just the Samson never gets lean enough because if he did, he doesn't know how to do it without losing all the muscle. He doesn't have a really good coach. He's been working with his wife, by himself. Maybe if he had a good coach to, help him, stay as big as possible and just really get lean, maybe he would actually get grainy.
Ivan, I don't think it's a coaching thing. I don't
Are you
like
sure?
some people's body can't do both to that level.
Yep.
Can he be leaner? Of course he could be leaner. But can he actually like we can't expect him to be able to look like Hottie because everybody can't do that. And if you try to do
But are you
that,
sure?
huh?
Are you
You there?
sure about that?
I'm positive. There's a lot of people who, if you try to get them leaner than they have been, the only outcome is they get smaller. There's no appearance. I can't say if you on a DEXA scan you can't get leaner, but appearance
I
wise,
know.
they won't look. They won't look. Let's say they won't look better, even if they're leaner.
I know. Everybody believes that, but what if that's not the case? What if he's just never dieting properly? You heard
Yeah,
about
but
his diet? He's eating like 2 eggs per meal, stuff like
mm,
that. And he's trying to lose fat. Maybe he's just doing it wrong. Actually, who knows?
I
yeah,
I just
but he hasn't tried like one way. he's tried a variety of different ways
Did he?
to get. Yeah, I mean, he's had different coaches,
How
and
many
Milos
different
has a.
coaches? Just Milos and his wife, basically, since he was a top pro.
No, he had John. What's his name? I'm sorry, the
He
one
never,
Mountain
he
John
never
Dog.
got to the
Meadows.
stage
John
with John
Meadows.
Meadows.
Yeah,
It was
he
just the
had
off
John.
season. That was just the off season. Never got to the stage. Before that, he was always prepped with his wife, with John
Yeah,
Meadows for a couple of months before John passed. Then Milos, and then again his wife. So he never
yeah,
worked
yeah.
with like so many. What if he worked with the Cito or Hani Rambert or I don't know whoever, Justin Jacoby, myself? maybe he would actually. You don't know. I mean, I know
It's worth
it's a
it. It's worth a
crazy
try.
it's a crazy theory, but maybe he just doesn't know how to diet, man.
It, it's worth a try, but like these people aren't like they're not stupid. Like they know how much is up for grabs. They're gonna try different things. Like they're not gonna do the same thing every time. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean they're doing it the right way for his body, but that's the same thing Aceto would do. He's gonna try different things. He's not gonna know neither, right? So everybody's trying different
Mm,
things, and if it's
mm,
not sticking, it's just never gonna stick. Is there like
no,
a 1% chance of somebody cracking it? It's possible, but it's not gonna happen. If it hasn't
but look,
happened in 8 years, it's probably not gonna happen.
I know it. Milos prepped Samson, and he talked about it. I don't know if he talked about it publicly or just to me personally, but I remember him telling me that Samson wasn't willing to do cardio. Like I think he had some limit. I think up to 45 minutes a day maximum, and also
Hmm.
he wasn't willing to just use strength. I think, and he had so many limitations. So I don't
Okay.
think Milos really did what he wanted with him. And again, Milos is the only real coach that worked with Samson. And I'm not even saying that Milos is the best coach out there. Maybe there are better coaches, especially for Samson. So maybe he could have done, maybe he would never get as grainy as Ronnie, but maybe he would get 20, 30% better, leaner with the same size. Maybe it's possible. You can say
Look what
anything
happened.
positive.
Look what happened when he did more cardio. Like the reason I say this is because this
But you
was
don't know because what if he just didn't refeed himself enough? What if he just kept pushing and burnt through
Yeah.
muscle? I kind of see what I've been saying, but nobody knows until they've been in his camp, right? So
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
that's the theory. I'm just guessing, maybe.
yeah.
yeah.
The reason I'm saying this is this is what happened to me in bodybuilding. Everybody thinks that you're not doing enough or you're not doing more cardio, and you know what I'm saying. And it's like you've tried it so many times, and you
I'm
literally
not
look
saying
worse.
I'm not saying he's not doing enough. I'm just saying he's doing it wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes more is bad also.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you're saying that, then I agree with you for sure. Because a lot of people I've seen, including myself, have looked leaner and harder, getting recovering more actually.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that is possible. Is there? Can he look better? Yes. Will he ever be as shredded as we imagine that we want him to be? I don't believe it works that way. I don't
Probably
believe
not.
just because we want him to look like Ronnie condition doesn't mean he will or can, But we don't know. He doesn't even know. I guess.
But hey, that 24 look when he won the Mr. Olympia was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't
Yeah,
Ronnie condition, but he was better, much better than before. And that year
100%.
he
Yeah.
proved to me that he can get better. So what if he
Yes.
improves another 20% on that
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that one? Maybe
Exactly.
that's gonna be really good actually.
But like generally speaking, the people who can get into Hadi kind of shape, it happens day one. Their first show, they're in that shape. It's not something that takes 20 years to
Yeah.
happen. Like people, like I saw how Joe looked fucking 4 years ago. Like people who get into that shape, it happens. Even sometimes when they're like, oh, I was cheating on my diet, they still get into that fucking shape.
Yep.
So like the people who usually do are going to do it, and it's not like they have to crack the code 20 years down the line. So generally, if it hasn't happened, it's probably not going to happen. If I'm being,
But not
just
always, man. There are people who are not very conditioned early in their careers, and sometime at some point they figure it out and they start showing up conditioned. That's also a possibility, right?
Akeem Williams.
Sure, yeah. He looked like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had some thick skin, kind of like Samson, and eventually he was the most shredded guy on the
he
stage.
was. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Who else? I mean, Andrew is improving a lot. Condition, I think.
Yeah.
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 He's
With
one of the conditioning
Andrew,
guys these days. Yeah, at the Mr. Olympia, he was one of the three most conditioned guys, probably.
With Andrew, though, I think he didn't have enough muscle at his height to push the condition without looking small. I think it was like a kind of like
Mm,
a choice a little bit
it's trade off.
to some. Yeah. Samson, I mean, he has the muscle, so it might be more refeeds, longer
Hmm.
preps, something.
Yeah,
But
yeah. For example, I would do that if I was him. I would prep for like 30 weeks, man, with frequent
yeah,
refeeds,
the longer,
push and pull, easy. Yeah.
yeah. Where I will agree with you is that I definitely think he can bring a better look. I think he can be harder without getting small. Like I said, like not necessarily like he's gonna have Derek glutes or anything like that, Derek Lunsford glutes, but I think he can bring better condition than he's ever bought and still be big. I think it's possible for sure.
Are you
Yeah.
happy with his condition here for 18 weeks out?
For anybody else, yeah, but because it's Samson, it's hard to
Hmm.
say. Because it's almost
Yeah,
because it's Samson, I kind of want him a little bit leaner.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
We
That's what I thought. I would like to see him like this at 25 weeks out, at
are
least.
we really
Yeah.
only 18 weeks out from the O?
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
said that, I was like, holy shit, that's fast.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So
Do you
17
guys
weeks now.
think that this the one thing I do worry about, I guess it kind of goes to what Ivan was saying. Do you think this new size, do you think Samson will keep this fullness coming down? Like these world-class legs, like because we're seeing them, we're
Mm.
going, oh my God, these legs look crazy now. But do you think on the come down these legs stay that world class? And this is no hate. I love Samson. I'd love to see him win it again. But do you
If
think
they do,
this
if he
if
does it
they
right,
do, he probably won't be in condition if they stay super big. Again, that's my point. Basically, I think he should have started his prep a little bit earlier. But still, he was pushing for size up until the last moment, basically. So I'm not sure.
yeah.
so like kind of what Joe alluded to. I actually think they did it right last year by staying like pushing lean fast getting ahead of schedule. I just believe that once you get ahead of schedule, that allows you to be able to eat like Joe does that sometimes, kind of eat up into the show slowly, right? And I think they only fucked up by not eating up slowly into the show because I don't think it was a bad thing to get so lean because bro, there was a video I don't know if he posted or Fuad posted it, bro. He was actually shredded. Obviously, he's not on stage next to Olympians, so he probably was still flat but he had shredded glutes. 100%
Yeah.
he had shredded glutes. It wasn't like fake shredded glutes. 100% shredded glutes. He was shredded for sure. So he can be shredded.
Yeah.
Would that look on stage would have been big enough? No. But if you would have ate slowly from that look, I think so. Because he was less shredded than that on stage and not bigger. So whatever they did, I think they just kept dieting. Because how do you go from shredded at let's say 280 to not shredded at 280? Like you would have had to just flatten out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
So
think we all know we have to get flat to burn fat.
mhm,
But how flat you stay with how much muscle you have is very important to have a good eye for. So
mhm,
you have to dig, but know when, okay, this is where you check in more often, right, with your coach.
mhm,
We need to feed you up for whether it's a day or fucking 3 days. Like, but we need
mhm.
to fill you back up so that we can bring you down and get back to that flat state. But you have to do that and have the eye for it. I just think they weren't even looking. They're just like, okay, we're losing fat, but we'll
Yeah.
just keep going, which
Yeah.
eats into
To-
muscle, slows metabolism. You're doing way more cardio now than you need to compared to sometimes I'll even have a high peak of cardio and then continue to burn fat and lose weight, doing way less cardio than at that one point in so it's just right
100%.
in the plane, right?
Once that metabolism gets rolling, it's not the same body. It's just a different body.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, but to Ivan's point, actually, even though I was debating Ivan, but I do agree with him in a lot of ways. No matter how, let's say Marlenka, we don't know how good of a coach she is or isn't. Let's say she's a phenomenal coach. She's still his wife. She's
Yep.
still his wife. So that can be a conflict of interest, right? I've been there where I was coaching a girl I was dating. You're gonna think in ways you shouldn't be thinking. Anybody else, you would be like, we're not doing a refeed. We're
I'm
gonna
doing it right.
continue.
I'm doing it right now. I'm coaching my girl to
You see,
Universe, and
you
she's
see,
got a regional show in 2 weeks, and it's one of those things that you know as a coach where you need to go, but it's hard to force that on your significant other sometimes.
yeah.
It's off.
You really got to think. So for somebody
Wow.
to make the right call all the time
Yeah.
and have the confidence. So let's say if she's willing to make the big move, but it's personal. His money is their money. So him going to win a $500,000, that's a lot of extra pressure. That's personal. Whereas somebody like Christina might be like, no cardio today. We're gonna eat up. Are you sure? Are you sure? Don't worry about it. Eat up, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you might be like, should he eat up? But everybody's saying he's fat. Everybody's saying he has to be in shape. Everybody's saying he's not gonna get in shape because he's working with his wife, right? So like this extra pressure and emotion, you might be like, you know what? Let's not eat up. Let's take a diuretic, right? And then now he's flat,
But you
right?
know what? Samson actually talked about this on one podcast that actually he made a lot of his decisions and that his wife didn't want him to push that much, but he did it by himself, which is worse because his wife is coaching him and he doesn't listen to her. But I actually disagree because I'm coaching my girlfriend. She competed a lot of times, but when I tell her to do something, she does it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to argue with her. If she suggests something, I don't care. Maybe
You got a
I
Serbian.
listen.
It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah. I want to
It's
say that you guys are too soft.
Yes.
Yes. We're not even going to argue that. Like, yes, yes.
I'm arguing.
No argument.
You know, though, I think as much as we didn't want to see Samson kind of in that team drop the ball like they did last year, man, it might have been the best thing for his career moving forward. Like,
You got to try. You got to try it.
you have to try. And now you know. And we know where it looked good now. We know what got you to look good. We just not going to do that extra now.
Exactly, because you saw the look you were looking for, and you hold it right there, and then that's what you play with. You almost have to fuck up to some extent. It doesn't have to be a disaster,
Yeah.
but you gotta miss a little bit to learn how to do it right. You know, how do you become a good husband or boyfriend? You have to have fucked up to learn.
Damn.
But you're
Got
Mr.
cheap.
Olympian, man. You should stay on the top of the hill. You don't have years to waste. You're not 20 years old and learning. He's almost 40 or whatever. You know, he has a couple more years of
Oh,
being at
he's
a
40.
high 40, whatever. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of years to waste. Maybe he should have a coach who's gonna prep him at 100% every year. Listen to him 100%. Him, not her. And I think that's the only way he should do it. Yeah.
Damn it, Ivan. You know what? You're making a lot of fucking sense sometimes. And I didn't want to agree with you across the board, but
Yeah,
you're swaying me to some degree.
I guess I get kind of offended when people say like don't let Marlenka coach you because they won, but it's also like you could always be better, bro.
Yeah.
Right? You could always be better, and like it doesn't say anything less of her. It doesn't make her less
No.
of a coach or anything. It's just that sometimes you have to almost get somebody who this is what they do for a living, and they've done it with so many bodies, and they know every possible situation that can happen, or they've seen it already.
Exactly.
Because Samson is like, yeah, Samson is a one in a thousand,
Yeah.
but some people have seen almost every kind of body archetype. They've already been there where they overdid this and overdid that, and they already
Yeah,
so
you have a Christian Sito who's been coaching Olympians since the early 90s, so 35, 36 years of coaching top Olympians. And you're going to work with your wife. And the key thing here is authority, you know. When you trust somebody, when you're willing to listen to them exactly whatever they say, never argue, never suggest things, just perform, that's the best way to make progress and to be your best. With your wife, you're
No,
gonna always be like, "Are you sure? Maybe you should do this." And then she's gonna be like, "Maybe, yeah, let's try this. I don't want to do this." No arguing, no suggesting. Just follow the rules, whatever your coach says, and that's the best way. I mean, every professional athlete has a coach, and if you're suggesting too much, if you're interfering with the process, it's not gonna be the best
And
outcome, in my
no,
opinion. You can give some feedback, of course, but not too much. You know, personally, as a coach, I don't want to hear too much. I just want to, give them what they need to do, what I think, and do what I say, and that's it.
I had this conversation with Paul. He's like, "So what do you think of Samson?" I was like, "I think he looks amazing, but I don't see him winning the Olympia, no matter how great he looks right now, until he changes the coach. No disrespect toward his wife or anything. And I'm the first to tell you, if you guys fuck up here or there, like it's fine, right? Like, don't ever just leave people just right off the bat like that." But I was like, dude, he hasn't won since the Olympia. He's done like 3 or 4 shows after the Olympia, and he keeps losing, and his places keep dropping. And I'm like, so that's where it's kind of like this is now becoming a consistent thing. So if I were to put money on it, trust me, I'm the first to tell you, dude, I was so happy when he did win the Olympia. I want him to win again. I think he deserves it. But I think at this point, how can he deserve it if he's not willing to do the things, which is this part, to make sure it happens? Leaving every stone unturned. You've done this thing. It was so far, it was a one-hit wonder. And sometimes that's all people get, a one-hit wonder. But when you keep sticking to the same thing, it's the definition of insanity, right? If it's not getting any better, it's time to make a change. I understand he's bigger, good, made the improvements, but now like land the fucking plane, conditioning is pretty. When I say conditioning, it's for his look, the balance between size, symmetry, and conditioning. Not just conditioning by itself. He doesn't need it all like that. He doesn't need to be peeled. He just needs to have enough like he did with that size and be able to keep the muscularity. And so far, she has proven that she can't do it consistent enough. He would win on 90%. With that size, 90%, he'll win. No doubt in my mind. That's a consistent number. I feel like most coaches, like in this, or no, I'm not going to say most. I'll say like the Acetos, the Hawneys, the Justin Comptons, whatever, can land that plane consistently at that number. Maybe not 100% or 95, but 90% is all Samson needs.
I'll say this too, as like, and I who knows how she feels, right? But like, as a significant other, if I'm missing a few times with my wife, I'm the type of person that's saying, I got to hand this off to somebody else because I don't want to be the reason she's losing. You know what I mean? Like that's a completely whole other facet that's got to be difficult. And then you have that dynamic, and not that that's, I'm sure that's not going to cause problems, but you know what I mean? Like I'm sure Samson doesn't want to say, hey, honey, this, I got to do something else. But I'm sure she also feels there's got to be some feeling to her of, this isn't happening. And Samson, like Ivan said, Samson's getting older. This isn't, he doesn't have another 10 years. Like, if you want to win, we got to win. Like, it's got to happen. So
no woman wants the pressure of feeling like she's holding her husband back.
For sure.
Yeah.
As a husband, I wouldn't want to hold my wife back.
Exactly.
Yeah. The tricky part is that happened to me with my ex, where it's like, yo, I don't think I should coach you no more. You should get another coach. And they're like, really? Wow. You don't want to coach me anymore? And they're like, no, I'm not like that. I think you can do better with no. So I mean, unless that happened where she's like, I think you should get a coach, and he's like, whoa, really? And she's like, no, okay, I'll coach you.
Yeah,
that's the only. But I definitely feel like at some point, she might have to be the one to call it and be like, hey, man, I've been talking to Ivan, and I think you should let Ivan coach you.
But make it make sense to me, right? Like if he was already making a lot of those decisions on his own, why is it hard to let that go? I don't understand that on my end.
You need to understand, guys, that I don't think you get this, but me personally, I'm not saying that Marlena is a bad coach. I think if she prepped some other top bodybuilder, maybe she'll do a great job. I'm saying the way they work is not exactly
conflict interest.
I don't think it's exactly coaching. I think Samson is, basically coaching himself, and he has her as another set of the eyes. I think that's what's happening more like. Because I heard him speak about it. You don't follow every little detail, everything that's happening. I make videos about all this. So I watched this podcast, Samson with some guy in Great Britain, and they were talking about details on this. And basically, Samson said, "I wanted to do more cardio. She wanted me to do less. I didn't listen to her. I wanted to do
Hmm.
this. She told me to do this." So it's really he's coaching himself. She's only there to look at him. And I'm sure you have done this before when you prepped. If you prepped alone, you have somebody who's close to you to look at you, but how objective can they be? And also, like the thing is, when I prepped my girlfriend, sometimes it's really tough for me to tell her to do 3 hours of cardio, 2 hours of cardio, whatever it was necessary. But I told her, and at those moments I thought, next time she's gonna hire somebody else. I don't want to do this. It's hard for me to watch her do that, to suffer so much. But it's hard. I was able to do it somehow, but I don't know if Samson's. And also, it's different when you're a man telling a woman to do something and a woman telling a man to do something. So I think this is just an impossible situation. They won it
Yeah, and
once and never again, in my opinion.
I don't think anyone's even saying that like she's a bad coach by any means, because it's like one of those things, right? Like, for example, Chris Aceto got Jay Cutler 2 Olympias, right?
Mm.
And he switched over to Hani Rambod. Chris Aceto's still winning Olympias, to this day.
Simple as that. Yeah.
So, I
Hmm.
mean, it's just sometimes it works and then it doesn't. And then you try something new and then it works. And then eventually it may not. It's just as simple as, okay, it's not working anymore. Someone's got to change. That's it.
I would. I definitely agree with Ivan. I would say I would find it impossible to believe that this was a full blown coaching client situation for the simple fact that it wasn't even like that when he was with Milos.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Milos said he couldn't get him to take a diuretic. He wouldn't take the diuretic. Respectfully,
exactly.
he needs that diuretic. No shade. He needs that diuretic. Behalf of diazide ain't gonna hurt you. Respectfully,
Yeah,
but if you're working with one of the best coaches and you won't take a diuretic, you won't take tren, you won't do more than whatever cardio he's giving you. Well, then why would you're not gonna listen when your wife tells you, right?
exactly.
So it kind of makes sense, So that's another thing. If he does work with another coach, he's gonna have to give the reins. Some things, yes, you could say, well, I'm not taking DNP or whatever the case you want. I don't know,
Yeah, of
but
course.
you got to follow. You do have to follow the plan for them to be. And Ivan, if you talk to Milos, I think you said to talk to Milos. I'm sure you know some of the more like he wasn't necessarily following everything, to say the least. So.
Yeah, I know Samsung is not exactly easy to work with. Who do you guys think it would be a good coach for Samsung out of the top coaches? Do you have any
Aceto.
ideas?
I'll say
Aceto,
Aceto.
I would say so. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot who told me that. Somebody said if you have enough tissue and you have a hard time peaking, whether it's getting in shape, whether it's getting full, and preferably if you're black, work with Chris Aceto.
Hmm.
And look at the track record. I
Yeah.
mean,
Mm,
we just said Akeem. Akeem looked his best with Chris.
yeah.
Andrew figured that out with Chris. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. Sean Roden. Early Sean Roden was not. He had good shape. Early Sean Roden was not that good.
Yeah.
He
Uh,
was he was kind of small and soft with good shape.
I'm not.
Crescito now is different.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the.
Yeah.
I think Chris Aceto is a great coach, but the whole Andrew Samson dynamic, I don't know going into Olympia. I want my coach coaching.
No, he don't. He don't.
And Derek
Yeah,
as well.
I don't really want that.
Oh, he has
Um,
Derek, right?
and he has
Yeah.
Derek.
Fucking Derek.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
forget it. Nah, let's leave it alone. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Yeah, don't
Who
do that.
else
Okay,
then?
so somebody else.
Chad
Honestly,
Nichols, maybe.
the way Jacoby's been putting people up there, maybe go with a young guy and a young approach because he's hitting home
Will
runs.
he listen? You think he'll listen to
He-
Jacoby
He won't
100%?
listen. He won't listen.
That's a tough part, right?
Jacoby's
Authority,
nice.
like I said.
He's a nice
Not
guy
even
too.
respect or whatever you call that. That dynamic might be a little tough.
Mm.
But
Mm,
if I'm trying to win in Olympia, I'm just going with the coaches that are hitting home runs. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
I'm
don't care if
putting
you're
side to
18.
side and I'm saying, all right, young gun, like I'm gonna listen to whatever you're saying, and we're just gonna run it.
Yeah.
But
I
I
just
don't
don't
know.
see Samson doing that. But maybe Chad Nichols. I don't know if he's retired, but he had great success with like the bigger guys.
Yeah, but Chad is like like Joe said, 90%. Chad likes to go for 99%. You know,
Yeah.
he likes to
Go for broke.
he likes to go for broke. And with Samson, that's dangerous because Samson could. I don't think he needs to be 100% to win. So it's
Yeah.
risky. It's risky. I kind of want somebody that's a little more that errs on the side of caution. You know,
Mm.
I mean, I think Chris Tunnel's really good at what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. But does he have black guys? You got to factor
That's
that
that's
in.
I hesitated to say because I haven't really seen him with a. But then again, I don't know it that well, so maybe he has. I just haven't seen it.
Black bodies be doing some shit. Black bodies, sometimes they change it up on you.
Tuttle needs a little chocolate in his life. Maybe he's got to get a little taste of something new.
Yeah,
I
bro.
worked with a couple of black guys actually, and when I got him, I was like, "I'm gonna be able to handle this," because I'm hearing all these stories about how it's different, how it's difficult, but it wasn't. I mean, those guys that came to me, they were all, they lost fat really quickly, and
Yeah.
everything worked out well. But with bigger guys like that, like Samson, I'm sure it's a
Well,
different
you know who
ballpark.
would be good is he's a lot like, I mean, in his own ways, like John Meadows is John Jewett.
Mm.
Look what he did
Oh,
with Sean Clarita.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think he's too
I think,
sciencey for Samson. I think
but if he
it needs
worked
to be
well with
somebody old school. Hmm.
John Meadows was kind of like that though. I feel like he's
it
just
was.
like John Jewett, like
See,
in
the reason John Jewett is good is it's hard for you to miss. It's like John can't really miss unless it's a calculated mistake. Like he factored for it because he leaves nothing up for. But he's backstage like measuring water and shit, fucking backstage. Like this dude, this dude is like everything's accounted for, even shit that we don't think about. So it would be hard to miss. I would say
I
with
think
John
John
Jewett.
Jewett is of all of them. I think John Jewett would be the one.
Mm.
You know what I think? I don't
See
think you
that.
need to have a super knowledgeable coach with crazy coaching skills. I think it's more important for Samson for a coach to have good mental
That's what
approach.
I'm
Communication
saying.
and that's
John
it.
Jewett, I feel like would give him the best reassurance because everything's calculated. So if Samson believes in what he's doing, if you can make him believe in what he's doing, I think
But
he's going to
but
listen.
do you think John Jewett is a good psychologist?
Not like
I
Hadi,
don't I don't
but
see that.
he's not like
I
a
don't.
He needs
Hadi.
somebody who's gonna set him straight, set him right, tell him the right things. I think that's a very important aspect of coaching. Like they say, Hani Rambod was a master of that.
He
That's why
was. He
that's why he
was.
was so good.
Hey, man,
Sometimes it
dust
was too
him
much
off,
for people.
dust him off, Oscar Ardent. You're back in. You're back in.
Yeah,
Get,
I like. There's some good coaches, man. There's some.
there
It's
are.
like what style is gonna work for you. I think is more important. I do agree with that part that Ivan said that it's not always necessarily about how smart they are, even though for some people it's necessary. It's more so like what can they get out of the client because at that level, I think a lot of it is going to be mental too. Like
Mm.
like let's
Mm,
be real, a lot of coaches don't like working with top pros because they don't fucking listen because
yeah,
a lot of them don't listen. So unless you started with them as amateurs, they kind of like it's hard to get them to listen. So
yeah, I get that.
yeah. All right. Uh, Cal predictions. Let's see. Let's see. I don't think I looked at the lineup, but I'm assuming a lot of people
Oh,
that did
a
the.
lot of guys, not a lot of top guys. Rafa is out, Blessing is out, I think as well.
Why did Blessing not do it?
I don't know. He did like 15 shows this year. He
Oh
has to take
yeah.
a break at some point.
Oh,
He
whoever's
has done
Blessing
like
working with,
he's done like 4 or 5 shows already, hasn't he?
Something like that, maybe even
he
more.
looked he looked good though. Honestly, he looked really good. That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
but how many times in a row can you peak, really?
Not yeah. How many times? I guess let's go through the whole thing. Wellington, he got second at one of Arnold Brazil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lucas, is that Luke the Hulk? Lucas
Luke
Carroll
the
is Luke the
Folk.
Hulk.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Luke the Hulk looks fucking insane.
Yeah.
For
From the
y'all who
phone.
don't, Huh? Oh yeah,
from the front only.
yeah. He does. You're
He
right.
kind of reminds me of Justin Shire.
But like,
Yeah, yeah.
like rounder and thicker.
Rounder, thicker. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? I don't see him here, but let me pull him up. Gotta be somewhere. Okay,
Eric
Luke
sent me a
though.
video posing with him, and from the side and from the back, Eric kills him. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah, I mean, Eric is pretty fucking big. Listen,
Yeah, huge.
he has the best. He has the best front. I don't
Mm.
know anybody with a better combo of this from the front. This is like per perfection, literally.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but
But no hamstrings from the side. Back is also not great. So.
yeah, glutes aren't the best. Yes, yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, he's killing the front poses. That's for sure. Shout out to
Mm.
Luke. I was supposed to have him on the podcast, but I forgot to send him a link. All right, Philip Quiero. We have Nathan. Oh, Nate Dandridge. I know him. Roy Evans. Familiar. Dorian Hayward looked pretty good that last show.
Yeah, he looked pretty good in New York too.
Mm-hmm. Sarati, of course. Olawatobi Ashola, which is Smoke King, aka Toby.
Mm.
He
He's pretty good.
a lot of potential.
A lot
Eric
of.
Janicki, of course. Chris
Mhm.
Jones, I heard that name, but I'm not familiar. Chris Knox, he won the USA's.
Yeah,
Emmanuel
Oh
Longoria.
shit, that guy hasn't competed since when? Like
Who?
20. Chris Knox.
No, this is the USA one. This is the one that won the USA's last year.
Oh,
yeah.
is that? Oh, never mind. I'm thinking about someone from like
Yeah,
2020.
yeah, different, different Chris. Walter Martin, he looked really good, right? That's the big dude.
Yeah.
Patrick Moore. Okay, he kind of dropped the ball last show, but he has some good showings.
Mhm.
Bola Ojex. I can't. What does it say? Andy Scott. What did that say? Hello.
Yeah.
Something Scott. And
Go
Dick
ahead.
Hang. Dick Hang Zhang. I'm sorry. You're not
Respect.
supposed to laugh. I'm sorry. No disrespect, but Dick Hang Zhang go like that goes hard. That goes hard.
His parents knew what they were doing. They named him on the spot, bro.
You know
As soon as
what?
he came out, he's like, "Oh shit!"
I'm gonna have Dick Hang in top 5. Just that. Oh man, holy shit!
He's hanging in there.
Mike is like, go ahead. He's like, go ahead, say it. Why are you waiting?
Why are you hesitating? Read how it is.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I think it's an
Okay.
honor.
It's an honor to read that name. All right, let's go. It's kind. This is kind of scattered. I don't even know what to make of it. I gotta be honest
Trust me,
with you.
man. I don't either. I'm gonna go on a whim and say, well, not a whim. Just I'm pretty confident in Sauce taking it,
Okay.
and then it's gonna be. Honestly, I have a lot of faith in Eric, but I'm
Me too.
between Eric and Patrick for second and third. And then what's his name?
Wellington, Dorian.
I would think
Toby.
the guy Wellington possibly fourth.
It's like Wellington, like it's like he's not missing anything, but it also looks like he doesn't have a lot. It's kind of like right. It's kind of like it's kind of just like a body without weaknesses almost. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't really know who I'd want in fifth.
It's kind of tough to say. I gotta be honest with you. Go ahead and put Dick Hang.
Let's do that.
Okay.
No, let's do that.
Who you got, Mike?
Sauce is walking in, walking out. In second, I'm gonna go Wellington. I thought he had a really good showing at Pitt. And then third, Janicki's impressive, so I'm gonna throw him in third. I think Patrick will be a little better. I'm gonna go Patrick fourth, and Dorian fifth.
There you go. The only way I see Patrick beating Janicki is if Patrick is like on, like really
Yeah.
on.
That's kind of why I'm like, but I'm seeing his recent updates, and I have Ivan on here right now, and I think he's pretty confident in what he's going to do. So
I mean,
I'm pretty confident in third place.
Janicki 3 weeks ago, or however much weeks ago I worked out with him, that version of Janicki beats the last version of Patrick I saw on stage. Right.
He recently put up a post of him doing like a pullover, and he was crazy dry in his chest and shoulder region. So, but he holds a lot in his backside on his glutes and his hammies. So if that can come in hard, then I have zero doubt he'll take third at least.
You can pull up my IG and see his glutes here if you can do it quickly.
So what I was gonna say is like there's actually no fat back there. I know what you mean though.
It's a hardness or something that he's lacking there. It's
yes. Let me go ahead. But like he doesn't have body fat per se there. You think? Oh, his stories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this is the hardest he's been for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And he didn't get like small, so that's a win.
He didn't get small. He actually kept getting heavier and heavier as he was getting more conditioned for some reason.
Does he have a back double?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Oh, it's right there.
This is the leanest I've seen him. And okay, so you see what I mean, right? Like he doesn't get like Lunsford lines, but he doesn't have any fat. Like if he had fat, you would see fat. Oh yeah, you feel like he has fat on
yeah, he has some fat. When we started looking at it, was definitely a lot more, and there is still, but he's also holding a lot of water. So I'm gonna go for that 99% look, as Joe said. I'm not gonna go for 90.
There we go, Ivan.
For the moon, baby.
Yeah, well, because see, if that was hard already, zero doubt. But that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, the issue here is
he's going to be at least 20% sharper than here, and I think he's going to have pretty decent glute lines. Actually,
he won't be out of the top. He won't be out of the top 4, zero doubt in my mind. But he'll. It's fighting for that third spot, maybe even second. But I have him in third for right now in my head because I think Patrick's really hit or miss.
Yeah, it's just the consistency is just not there, and it's like Janicki's a big guy, man. Like okay, if you saw Patrick in this pose in a picture, Patrick is gonna look bigger than Janicki by himself in a picture, right? Because he's like 5'9" and he has like 25-inch arm. I don't know why the fuck his arms so big, but if you see them next to each other, Janicki's bigger. He's bigger than Patrick.
Yeah. Also, Eric has really good aesthetics, and those guys kind of look smaller when they are on their own, but when they're next to other guys, they can look much bigger.
His aesthetics actually got better because I actually didn't think he had good aesthetics when I first met him, but now it's like he actually looks more aesthetic, not less.
Where did Eric place in his pro debut last year?
Fourth.
Oh, it was fifth.
Fifth. He was in the top 5, maybe 4th. Yeah, you're right.
I think it was 4th.
I think it was 4th. Yeah.
He did Vancouver, no?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna move up to 3rd. But anyways, where were we here? Okay. Who was going? Who was talking? Mike?
Yeah, I think I rounded mine out.
Okay. Let's go. I was gonna ask. What was I gonna ask? Something about Sas. Did anybody have Sas beating Brandon Kerry at the Pittsburgh?
No,
I did.
Beating Brandon?
Maybe the pre-judging.
Yeah,
I didn't have him beating Brandon.
I kind of want to say I did because he was so much better conditioned than him, honestly. But Brandon's still very impressive. He's very round and big. Now, if Sas would have beat him, I wouldn't have had an issue with that. Let's say that.
But see, this is why I say like it's not just conditioning, right? There's the pro league. You just got to have enough, like where you're seeing lines everywhere from front to back, but like Sauce just to compete with someone like Brandon, he needs more size. Like he just does.
Brandon,
It is bodybuilding. Brandon Curry.
Brandon, Sauce has huge legs. Brandon's legs were bigger than Sauce, and it's funny because Brandon is like, oh, he doesn't have legs. Brandon is huge, bro. Brandon, just because his shoulders are so big doesn't mean he doesn't have legs. His legs are big.
Yeah, no.
His legs are huge. Like he was huge everywhere, bro.
Shout out to the live stream for Pittsburgh too. That was the crispest live stream I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah,
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good.
I didn't watch it live. I found the highlights.
You know who did a live stream?
Who?
It was Gilco Production.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, Gilco.
Yeah.
Gilco's undefeated. They gotta give that man a raise.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, Ivan. What do you got?
Well, you're gonna say I'm biased, but I have to go with Eric for the first because I actually believe it. At the first I wasn't sure, but the way I'm seeing his body changing, and also like, yeah, of course, Sas is the favorite. He's definitely the most dense guy and the thickest guy, and also that conditioning was absolutely insane. And Eric is not going to be that conditioned, but what I'm planning to do with him, I'm going to, dry him out and I'm going to load him like a maniac. So I think he's going to be, I think I'm going to pick him perfectly. I'm not going to go for a safe route and, bring him in to be top 3, top 4, whatever. I'm going to try and win that show. So whatever happens. But I think I'm going to nail it with him because I'm, really focused on this peak week. We're still doing check-ins all day long. So if we do it right, and I think we will, I think it's going to be I think he can beat Sas from behind, from the back, because Sas's back is, it's kind of melting with old age. So he doesn't have the greatest back double bicep, back lats, but it also doesn't look that impressive. And again, Eric next to him is going to look huge. Yeah, not the same conditioning. It's tough, I know, but I'm going to go with Eric for the first. I think he can do it. Second, Sas. Third, I would say Patrick Moore, but Patrick Moore actually beat Martin at the Arnold UK, so he beat Martin, but that was a really bad version of Martin. So I don't think he can beat Sas.
That was a really good Patrick though, but we haven't seen that look again.
Yeah, and I don't think he's gonna bring that again. So I'll go with Patrick for the third, and then who else do I have?
You got Luke the Hulk. You got Haywood. You got Toby. You got Dick Hang.
Hey, Beatty, I'm gonna have to go. I have a client to get to.
Okay,
but great talking to you guys.
See you, Joe.
Enjoyed this one.
I'm gonna see you at the Cal, Joe. Yeah,
I'll see you at the Cal. I'll be at the Cal for prejudging and finals. And if you guys are there, or no, well, you guys are in different places. Never mind.
Yeah.
Later.
They're probably gonna have Joe give out one of the awards. They like to do that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Get a big guy on the stage. And then I'll go with Luke Carroll for that fourth, and for the fifth, let's say Dorian Haywood.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Sas. I'm gonna go Janicki. I'm gonna go Sas, Janicki. I'm gonna go Patrick. I'm gonna go Wellington. No, Wellington is gonna be Patrick. I'm gonna go Wellington, then Patrick. Then I'm gonna go Luke. I think that's fair. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's good. Yeah, forgot about
that. All right. You down to do 1 or 2 questions? I'm trying to get a good one.
For sure.
Sure.
We'll go.
Actually, for 1% bet. You can put it on the charger.
Yeah, I bet.
I can put it on the charger.
All right, let's see what we got. 1 second. Okay. Hey, by the way, Mike, you getting ready for anything or off season?
No, it's an off season for me. I plan on doing probably 3 shows next year. I'd like to do the new one in Texas, the branch.
Oh yeah, they got the branch. Mm-hmm. They got the branch. Yeah.
And I'd like to do New York for sure, and then possibly something after that. But those 2 for sure.
What about they moved Detroit?
Yeah, they moved Detroit. So it was going to be Detroit to lead things off, but Now it's like
Okay.
later in the year.
Why can't catch a break? He keep moving it, moving it away from people now.
I know.
Man, I want to see more people do that show just because, like, it's a good show, man. I feel like he's doing it for the right reasons, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not. I don't know if nobody's doing it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he got a
Do
better
what you
date
say.
now, so maybe more people are gonna do it.
Hopefully, because but people don't like to prep. During the holidays, unless you're doing the Arnold, that's the only way to get somebody to prep for the Arnold. Other than that, they don't. They're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. What's the post? Is there how much protein? How much protein is truly optimal? I think less. I think less than we think. Actually, that might be unpopular. I don't think we need as much as we think we need. Because for a long time, people would say, "Okay, well, if I'm taking testosterone, right, or testosterone derivatives, whatever steroids you're taking, well, I can actually utilize more. I can eat more protein and make better use of it, right? But the opposite is true too. You can take less protein and still make better use of it. So it goes both ways, right? So if you go on steroid.com and read the profile of, let's say, Trent, for instance, it tells you you can continue to add muscle on less calories and less protein as well, right? So you're more efficient on lower protein and more efficient on high protein. So right, so you can't say, well, I'm going to eat 600 grams of protein because I'm on steroids. You could also say, well, I could eat 200 grams of protein because I'm on steroids.
For sure.
So I think that argument goes out the window. It's just, can you recover? And how much calories do you need?
I think it, I'll go with this statement: is as much protein as you can get without fucking up digestion.
That's
If
a big one.
digestion's intact and you're not bloated, you're not backed up, your digestion's not fucked up, have at it. Like protein, protein, protein. But once I'm just a big proponent of digestion. If your digestion's fucked up, it's out the window. Like it's
100%.
done. So
Here's how I look at it. So when I'm in the off season with my clients, I keep the protein a little bit lower because I think you get a little bit. Your appetite is gonna suffer more if you're eating a lot of protein. But if you're keeping it a little bit lower and you're eating a lot of carbs instead, I think your body digests and it digests carbs much faster than protein. It goes through you faster. So in the off season, I keep it a little bit lower, but then as we're prepping, I'm gonna probably keep it the same. And then if they are already in shape and we're kind of increasing the food going into the show, I can increase the protein at that point because I've seen that when you're already lean and your metabolism is cranking, you're not gonna get fat from extra protein. And is it doing something? I'm not sure, but you're not eating a lot of carbs, so there's not a lot of volume of food. I think you can utilize it better. And but they're gonna use it to grow muscle. I'm not sure, but that's the time I'm gonna probably increase it. And also in the post show, in the reverse dieting, sometimes I give guys and girls unlimited protein. I tell them this is a minimum you need to eat, but if you feel hungry, you can eat whatever you want. Because from what I've seen, you can get fat from just protein when you're lean, when you're reversing. And I'm increasing their
I
carbs
like
and
that
fat slowly, but they can eat as much protein as they want.
yeah.
I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Let's say I'm in prep and I get to a point where I'm on 300 protein, 400 carbs, right? And then I lower the carbs to 300 and I increase the protein to 400. They both have 4 calories per gram, same calories, right? I will get leaner now. I would literally lose body fat on that same amount of
For sure.
calories. So I think that's a great way. If somebody is same thing you said, but I don't think I've ever done it in rebound, but that makes sense because you're hungry in rebound, sometimes even hungrier than prep. If somebody's in prep and somebody I trust and they're like, yo, I'm fucking starving, this is crazy, like I'm really starving, okay, I'm gonna add another chicken meal, just chicken, 8 ounce chicken, nothing else, and they'll eat it, feel better, and continue to get the same progress. Like they won't all of a sudden stop losing weight. They'll continue to get lean at the same rate they would get lean. So obviously I'm sure there's a limit. If you increase the protein by fucking 300 grams, probably not. But I do find that the same way. Yeah, you can. Sometimes you can even
When
recomp
you
if you have. Mhm.
when
Yeah.
you're pushing for condition, I would be careful with that. I wouldn't cave in and give him another meal. I would just
Yes.
tell him to eat less. And also, like in some cases, I would even lower the protein even more for those extra calories and maybe increase the carbs. But when you're already in shape and you're maintaining the shape, you're rebounding, also reversing, that's when I increase the protein.
Yeah.
So with myself or somebody like me that needs to go really low calories to lose weight, I would definitely lower the protein because it's like, would I rather go 0 carbs for 4 weeks and 300 protein, or would I rather go 250 protein, or even 200 protein with 100 carbs? I'm going to perform better with those 100
Yes.
carbs. I'm going to look fuller around it with those 100 carbs,
Oh yeah.
right? And then if I'm still not losing weight with 300 with that low calories, taking away protein, I probably won't lose muscle, because if I was somebody who's going to run the risk of losing muscle, I would already be fucking losing weight or muscle on fucking
Yeah.
1,500 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also on tremble and who knows how many drugs, you won't lose muscle that
yeah,
easy.
Yeah.
there's your body isn't that stupid. Listen, unless you're fucking 3% body fat, it's not happening. You still have fat to lose. That was a good one. All right, last question. What's the most important health markers you should what's the most important health markers every enhanced athlete should monitor?
Blood work wise
All
or
of them.
just in general? I
I
guess.
would say it doesn't have to be just blood work.
Okay. Blood pressure for sure. Um,
Yeah.
out the gate, that one. If you're not
Mm.
monitoring your blood pressure, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
mean,
good.
if you want to simplify it, I would say that's probably the single most important, because that's how people end up with damaging kidneys and heart. So
Yeah.
Mm.
that might be the like way above AS, because we're not even gonna get to
Yeah.
the fucking creatinine. Without the blood pressure, you don't even get to the elevated creatinine and ALT, AST anyways, right? I mean, and then AST, ALT is like your liver will be fine. Respectfully, your
Mhm.
livers will probably be fine. They're gonna,
Yeah. And
make
you
it
can
work.
track your blood pressure at home. You don't have to
Mhm.
go to a lab and get your blood drawn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's the first
yeah.
thing I tell my clients when they're doing the first check-ins. Always first get a monitor and blood
Yep.
pressure first thing.
Yep.
If you start bodybuilding from day one, you monitor your blood pressure. When it starts to get up, you maybe manage your water retention. Maybe you manage how much fat you put on. Maybe take some natural supplements until you get up to
Mm.
the point where you can't do that anymore and you have to take medication, which is
Yep.
fine. You take some, I don't know, carvedilol. You
Yeah.
take some
Yeah. Tell us all
telmisartan.
you. Yeah.
Some
Mm.
people do. What's the other shit called? Lamapril.
Yeah.
I keep it simple though. Don't get it crazy. And you monitor that from day one, and you never let your body, your blood pressure get elevated.
Yeah.
Man, I think you're gonna be pretty fucking healthy. If I'm
For
being
sure.
honest,
Yeah.
you're gonna be
Knock
pretty
on wood.
fucking
You might like. I don't want to say you'll make it out of it like
yeah.
unscathed, but yeah, you're right. If you keep that in check, you're keeping a lot of problems at bay. For you might make it out better than a lot.
100%. I think that's the single most important thing. But the truth is that maybe in the next 40, 50 years that'll be a thing. But when we started, man, we wasn't checking the blood pressure every week like that.
Ah,
Now,
ah,
now we do, and moving forward, I think people will. So
yeah.
I think in the future, I think especially with all the peptides, if it doesn't fucking kill us, with all these with all these peptides and people being on top of blood work, I think bodybuilders are gonna
Yeah.
live, till 90s.
Let's hope so.
So speaking of that, Albert Beckles, he died at 95.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
impressive.
know,
That's very
hey,
impressive.
I bet you his blood pressure was on point. I
Yeah.
bet you his blood pressure was on point. Yeah.
Most likely.
But then that's why we talk about size. The guys who aren't as heavy usually don't have as high blood pressure,
Yeah.
and that's probably why a lot of them do live longer. So
Yeah. For sure.
rest in peace, Albert Beckles. But Gentlemen, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey,
Appreciate you guys.
appreciate you.
Thank you, man, for inviting.
I don't take it lightly. I know everybody's busy. Everybody got stuff to do. So I appreciate y'all. And we're looking forward to the Cal. I don't know if there's going to be a live stream, but I might go live on my phone.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Just
The Cal is cheap, bro. The Cal is cheap. They don't live stream usually. I don't know
it's
why.
crazy. Well, so
It's
you
not a
Sometimes
live stream, man, for me.
bro, sometimes they don't even have fucking like videos. I'm like, bro, this is a pro show.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's crazy.
I was thinking this is gonna be the first show that I'm covering, and I have my guy in it. But if it's not gonna be a live stream, that sucks, man.
We got to do something, bro. To get a camera with I'll let you use my camera. Just put my camera there, and somebody just let it run. Like it's not that hard, bro.
I just Beatty, all you gotta do is put a little like what a donation or
will.
whatever. People jump on the live stream, donate $5. I got my phone. I'll run it.
I think I will. I'm gonna go up to Tamer. I'm like, yo, this is my camera. Can I just put it there?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, no. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna give you some of the proceeds. Oh, why didn't you say that? All right, man. Let me not talk shit. I still gotta compete. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming on. I'll see you guys next time.